This is an audio check. How's everyone doing out there? How's the cast doing?
Hi.
Doing fantastic. Hello,
Doing
everybody.
well.
Testing,
Doing
testing.
well.
If I were any better, I would be sitting on Starlette's lap.
Woo!
Oh,
Very
okay,
special
well, now it's
guests
weird.
tonight. We have Starlette, we have MaidenAriana, and we have Dorian Skyphire. Talk to you guys in just a couple minutes. Is that better? There we go. Okay, welcome to the Yacht Club, your weekly bar citizen, the weekly show where we talk about all things Star Citizen. We do it in style while hanging. Sound. We've got it. We've got it. Yay.
We've got
We
it.
have sound.
Yay, we've got sound.
Yeah.
Sound is hard.
Sound is hard. Sound is hard, and it's harder when you can't see the light, the red light over there, because it's it's clearly not happening. Okay. Hope everyone's doing well. We're hanging out with some great guests tonight. We've got Dorian Skyphire,
Thanks for the
Starlette,
5 gifted subs in Sidian.
MaidenAriana.
Thanks, Insidian.
This is going to be a crazy show
Thanks,
where
Insidian.
everyone's interrupting everybody else because we have so many people on. We have amazing subs coming in. Guys, I am super excited for tonight. We try and clock out and time out exactly how long our shows are going to be. This one is pinned at 3 hours plus, so it's going to be fun. Sit back, grab a drink, grab your favorite Star Citizen shirt, whether it's a Yacht Club shirt or other, and hang out because it's going to be a really fun time. Let's quickly kind of go.
I told you how to intro that.
I see. I elected, to take the safe, the stem way. I have no doubt that the rest of the show, the panel is going to make this a very lively show. Let's put it that way. What we normally do when we start off is we run around the panel and we say, how our weeks were, how things are going. Let's try and do that really quick with the main hosts. And because I want a little opportunity for every one of our guests to say hello. So Joran, why don't you tell us how your week's been?
It's been absolutely crazy. I've been falling further and further behind. Lots of good stuff. I actually felt like I got some things done today, which was positive. Or just like checking a few things off. This is my last show remotely before I head home. Woo!
Yay!
I'm going home this
Yay!
weekend.
Yay, finally.
Finally going home. I'm very
Out of
excited.
prison.
Yes, out of prison. So that is the high point of my week. I'm counting the days down. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I go home Sunday.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Rocket Elf redeemed all
Cheers.
hosts need to take a drink.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cheers, everyone.
Oh,
Sand guests. All right. Doc, once you've finished that tasty savor, how was your week?
favor. Interesting. My week was normal, I guess. I ordered a new monitor, so someone's gonna have to give me a graphics card. Like, I need a sponsor. Someone sponsor me for a graphics card.
The ultimate shill.
No, my air conditioner is not fixed yet.
No.
I've talked to them almost every day the last week. They have no idea what's going on. It's fucking great. I'm about to have to drive somewhere to do it in person.
I think it's time you just like start DDoSing them
Probably need
and letting them know
So
that
there's
you
like
have friends in high places until they fix
I've
your problem.
already contacted the media about it, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
They like
great.
to do investigative journalism against insurance companies that are fraudulent.
I think it's more about hit piece time at this point.
Well, yeah.
I say pull a Shirley MacLaine terms of endearment and go throw a tantrum in their office until they fix it.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's what I said. I might have to go in person here soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I've been dealing with. Getting my air conditioner fixed. Spending more money than I should on a monitor.
You are going to change your insurance company after this, right?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I will.
Well,
Whenever it
Starlette,
gets fixed.
Hi.
how are you? Good to have you on
Yeah.
finally.
Forgive me, I've had 3 hours sleep. I got my teeth whitened yesterday. They hurt. They still hurt today. And they kept me up all night. So I'm doing the best I can
Oh,
for 3 hours.
you take any painkillers?
Nope. I don't think they work for teeth, do they? I'm not sure.
Pain is
Maybe they
pain.
do.
right?
Yeah, they do, but not as well.
Painkillers do work for teeth.
Okay. No, I'm not. Maybe I should.
Take like 400 milligrams Tylenol and 400 milligrams ibuprofen. That's acetaminophen.
Okay.
Tylenol's the
It's
next.
easier to keep the pain
That'll do
away
it.
than it is to deal with it once it starts.
But I'm really good. Yeah. And happy to be here. This is the first show I've ever been on. Yeah, this is interesting. This is new.
But you've been setting up for this for like 2 months, right? And
Yeah.
you got camera, equipment. Look at that cool sign.
Isn't that
Do
awesome?
the sign thing. So
Yeah.
focus on the sign behind you,
Isn't that
and
cool?
it focuses on the sign. That is so cool.
It's fun,
It's your
right?
whole streaming setup.
Yeah. I don't actually know what I'm going to stream yet, but I'm just trying to find my speed.
Well, the
Glad
thing
to
to
have you here
stream
finally.
on Twitch is bikini try-ons and hot tubs.
That is the latest thing. That is the latest thing.
You get lots of views, lots of donos.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, that might be a different audience than we're going for here. But so Starlette is well known in our yacht club community for
Yacht Code.
her family org, the Hammer Time org, which is focused around javelins and capital ship in-game PVE gameplay, right?
Cub,
yeah.
cattle. You got small animals on your mind.
we like big ships.
We cannot lie.
And what's your saying? You measure your fleet by the kilometer?
Yeah, that's right. We're up to what, 4, 5 kilometers, something like that.
Several kilometers of ships.
Yeah.
And that's only counting the capitals?
The javelins.
Yeah, the javelins make up the bulk of it, I think.
Very
the Krakens,
impressive. And you,
But like I can't fly them by myself, so I need to rally a whole bunch of people to actually take them out of port. So
we need
yeah.
crew.
We need crew.
so whenever we talk for the last 2 years, we've been saying, welcome to the yacht club. You don't have to have a ship. We have a place for you. Starlette is the place for you. She's got all these amazing ships and everyone that makes up the Hammer Time community. So you can be a turret gunner, you can be a loader, you can be a cartographer, all of those wonderful things.
Yeah, it's not just me. There's tons and tons of people in the yacht club and the jump club and Hammer Time that have a lot of ships. We're going to need a lot of help with crew.
Fantastic. Okay, MaidenAriana, let's move on to you. How are you doing? How's your week?
Doing good. It's been a good week. I ended up completely redoing my whole setup here. I don't know if you can even tell because people may not remember how it was set up before, but my whole retro collection needed shelving, so I got 2 massive shelving units from IKEA that are behind me. I've got a server rack system that I'm putting together now and starting to wire. So
Nice.
that's for my Twitch bot that I'm writing. So I've been doing a lot of work, and it's coming together, so I'm excited. It's been hard getting it all
Fantastic.
together.
Is that a Vic
But
20 to your right?
that is my Vic 20.
Wow.
And that peak here, and
Oh, wow. And a Commodore
and I
64 to your
can
left?
stream from these. So Commodore 64 is here. That is just sitting there, not plugged in, because I haven't opened it and cleaned it yet. I want to look through it, make sure it's safe. Nothing's gonna blow. So
Very much
it's
so.
important to do when you get an old retro machine.
tubes.
Yeah.
Man,
So
vacuum tubes are so much fun.
Speaking about making sure things work well so that they don't blow up, we will cover the latest Starship number 15 test launch that happened today. We'll do that very quickly once we get through the introductions. So MaidenAriana, what's new for you in the last few weeks?
not a ton. I did start once I got this all set up again. I did start streaming again. I had been on kind of a break, and I did get into Star Citizen some, and we did some cave missions, and those were a blast with some of my friends. So that's a lot of fun. I highly recommend the new missions.
Like
And
those
then I
giant new
also
cave.
hit Diamond in Rocket League. I hit Diamond rank, which is a goal I had. So
Congratulations. In what mode?
Congratulations.
In
which region?
no, well, no,
Hmm?
which mode? Like doubles.
Oh, doubles. Doubles.
Hey, hit me up. I'm
Doubles competitive, yeah.
Diamond 1, Diamond 2 level. So
Oh, perfect. Okay.
yeah, happy to play. Okay, moving on. Dorian.
Everything like Star Citizen.
Dorian, how you doing, man? We've been wanting to have you on for a long time. It's good to finally have you. What's new in your life? How's your week been?
I'm delighted to be here. It's a good week. I'm dabbling in recruiting again, and Starlette and I are talking about getting a Twitch stream going. So if not to sound dirty, but we're looking for a third. If anybody wants to join us.
I get that all the time on Tinder. I don't know. Sorry.
Looking for a third person to stream with on Tinder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that.
That's what the kids are calling it these days.
Ariana,
We all have a word for it.
Yeah.
You should be on Kippo, Ariana. It's for nerds. Better than Tinder.
Which one?
Kippo, Kippo.
Kippo. Never heard of that one.
It asks you what your favorite games are and your stuff like that.
Okay.
It's important.
I'll have to look.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
better
awesome.
than Tinder. People actually talk to each other. It's great.
Oh. Yeah, nerd hookups are the best hookups.
Like you know anything about that, Jordan. You're a married man.
We won't go
Let's
there.
never stop me.
Confound
We're
it.
not going there.
All right, guys.
That has
Well,
never stopped.
let's talk about what's happening this show. So we've got a really great show. We've got 5 topics we're going to cover. First one is the new armor coming that was revealed. In Inside Star Citizen. We also have the ores and landing zones from the same episode. We're also going to talk a little bit about the roadmap roundup, as well as the monthly report. Then. And then we will push off to Q&A towards the end. So if you do have a question for Dorian, for Starlette, for MaidenAriana, or for the rest of the cast, please preface your question with the word question in brackets before your question, and we'll do our best to get towards that at the end of the show. We're going to try not to answer questions in the middle of the show for right now, simply because it's going to be a long show as it is. So grab a drink, grab a favorite shirt of choice to hang out with. Tell us who you're wearing and what you're doing, and let's get going. Speaking about who you're wearing, Yacht Club has some shirts that are going out. If you haven't seen them, both Dr. Murray and I are wearing some colors of it. He's got the gold original. I'm wearing the blue. There's black. There's white, which looks just like the 890 jump. It's fantastic. We also have a pink one, and we've got a red one. So we've got the full Star Trek colors, plus a fun one. Oh, and then we also have the Nebula one. We should probably show that. Let's show that really quickly.
Do we have a green one?
That's a pretty one.
So if you choose the red one, are you the most expendable?
And we do have a green one. Yes, you become red shirt. It's just the way it is. There's nothing we can do about it. But
The TNG.
There's
Fair enough.
there always has to be a red shirt. And also before we went live, I need to thank a few resubs and gifted subs. And as we went live, was Insidian gifted 5 subs, Cindy Sanderson gifted 5 subs. Shadow
Gildark.
gifted a sub. Gildark Fantasy gifted 2 subs. Hufflepuff resubbed, Rice resubbed, and sorry if I missed any others. But thanks everybody for your generosity. Always appreciate that. What's our giveaway? We're giving away a shirt. I don't know if we've set the raffle up there. Giveaway is running for a Yacht Club shirt.
and these are what they look like.
They look neat.
And they're
Exclamation point! Shoot me.
they're
look
really
great.
great.
We
Really,
still
really
need
great.
purple.
I ordered mine before the other colours existed. So
Yeah, me too.
who wants a yellow shirt?
It's gold. It's gold.
Gold.
It's gold.
Who
You do
wants a
call
gold
it the
shirt?
yellow version, but it is
Who
gold.
wants a golden shirt?
It's black and
That
gold to
says
match your
Starlette on the
executive
back.
secret.
Oh no.
Whoops. Shh. Don't
So
mention that part.
one of the great things is you can put your name on the back of them, your gamer tag, or your real name if you prefer. The pricing of these now, everything, we do not collect any money for these. This is as we get them out at cost, so we can get them through to you, so that you can enjoy them and show your pride, show your colors at Star Citizen events or just hanging out and doing what you're doing. They are incredibly comfortable as well. So
Model that shirt for us.
all right.
Go full screen. You got to go full screen first. You're tiny.
Then people will see how fat I am. We
You're
can't
not
have that.
fat.
There we go.
Looks good.
Looks
We'll be
fantastic.
able to see you at CitizenCon from a mile away. That's awesome.
So is that the one with the mesh panels on the side? Cool. So is that really like more breathable? Does it feel more comfortable?
I mean, it definitely is more breathable. I would argue, though, when Esports Gear started creating their shirts, their gold version of the shirt that they put together, they spent 4 years engineering that shirt. And so it is not a hot shirt in any way, shape, or form. So the gold one is actually quite adequate, but it turns out that if you give people certain levels, additional levels, they will want to buy them. But I highly recommend going for, don't think the base shirt is the gold edition, because they come in 3 tiers. You've got gold, platinum, and diamond. And diamond is the top. This is the diamond version. But the gold is a wonderful shirt. Absolutely wonderful shirt.
Thanks, Bumble Brianna, for the sub.
Thanks, Bumblebee.
Thanks, Bumble. All right. So let's dive into the show. A couple things to say. First, a little bit of housekeeping. If you have won something in the last 4 shows, because we have to pick something, ladies and gentlemen, last 4 shows, that's 1 week of shows, you are ineligible to win again
Different
this week.
every show.
Yeah, we're going with 4 for this show until we talk about it offline and come up with something that's resolved. Then we're gonna change it every show. It'll be fun. This is how you test things.
1 month. Yes.
Let's call it A/B testing.
It's very organic.
Is this organic?
Black Manx. Oh, awesome! You got yours yesterday. Your diamond one. Nice. Very good. Happy you got it.
Awesome.
Was that the Black Manx actually had an issue with his shirt, so we had it dealt with as soon as possible, and I'm hoping that was your new one that had arrived. All right, but he had ordered a couple extra.
Rocket Off asks, but is it free range?
I love it. When you put it in a spaceship, there's no borders. All right. Okay. So let's dive into the web community, Star Citizen stuff. But let's start off. It's not really Star Citizen related, but it's really important that we cover such fantastic
Star
news.
Citizen.
SN15. Woo!
Woo!
So what an amazing launch. Let's just show the launch part real quick.
I just love that rocket because it looks like the rockets I used to draw when I was in 2nd grade.
It looks like the 1950s sci-fi rockets.
Exactly.
I love stuff I grew up on.
Such a silent film when you can.
Yeah, the one the Airstream was modeled after. and it's such a consistent high level pitch.
Yeah, it's a really strange sound, isn't it?
Yeah. I wonder if that's the resonance of the main part of the ship, or it sounds like it's the kerosene coming out of the engine, but just amazing.
Not a
B
kerosene.
plus 30 seconds. Starship 15 is airborne as we get a view of the 3 Raptor.
Look at those rockets.
Yeah, incredible.
So
Yeah,
the
it's not
everyday
bad.
astronaut guy was saying that when they get to the full size one, it's got like 20 something of those rockets.
Wow.
Yeah.
20 something. That's
That's-
insane.
I think it's 23.
And yet
Yeah, it
still
might be
not enough to get a
7.
javelin into Atmo.
Yeah,
No.
three groups of 7 and one group of 3 in the middle.
So you might want to skip forward to 12 minutes.
Yep, I'm on my way there.
24?
So they did the flip maneuver. You can see that they went belly up. And then once they get to about 12 minutes, that's when the exciting start happens.
Yeah, the cameras were cutting in and out, and it was real cloudy. Yeah, the camera's just coming back in around now.
Yeah, and they fired up the two of the Raptor engines for landing, and here it comes.
And the first successful non-explodey touchdown.
Isn't that
That's
great?
what successful means there, Jeffrey.
And now to replicate it many times.
Well, they had successful touchdown. It's just later on it blew up.
No, it's not successful.
No,
when
you
the
can't call it
vehicle blows up.
successful.
That's amazing.
So you
That
can
is
see
amazing.
there was a small
Jesus.
fire at the bottom, which is apparently partially expected, and that's something that they'll work on in the future. And now they're definitely going to have to, for the first time, have the opportunity to inspect and see how the wires and the pipes and everything that's going on, how it's done with the space flights. So testing out what reusability looks like, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, they said that there's typically a bit of excess methane that's not burned off when it lands, and that's what tends to kind of keep burning there.
I like how it just looks exhausted when it's done. Wow.
I'm tired.
I think we can all relate.
Yes, Miffy Joe. They do inspect the other ones in all the pieces.
Yeah, but
All
that's
hosted to
not
take
the
a
same.
drink.
I'll host take a drink.
All right.
Yeah, that was just amazing. So good.
Order an Apple IIe PC. Divine Shadow has redeemed his Apple IIe PC. What's an Apple IIe PC?
It's this one right here.
Oh, is that got PC on the end of it? I don't remember that.
Well, it's just an Apple TV. I mean, they're still considered personal computers. They're just, they're
Very
just
cool.
gonna drop that off the main.
Just old.
Yeah.
Neat.
It just shows
It's really
that Ian
cool.
Eisters has attention to detail.
So guess what
Yes,
else
he
happened
does.
today?
He knows the proper name.
Guess what else
Woo.
happened today? We had Star Jump, Grimm come out with the trailer number 5 for the Aegis cinematic that's upcoming with Invictus Week. So very exciting. Let's showcase that.
Oh, this is like a religious experience. It's so good.
Saturday night, and 2 successful
Well, why would it
flights.
be released?
Hercules.
Play it again. Play it
Amazing.
again.
Woo!
Seriously, I
Thanks for the
want to make
gifted-
it the screensaver on my computer. I love it so much.
I know.
Ian
Amazing.
Eister gifted a tier 1 sub to Star Jump Grimm.
Thanks, D. Together they form Voltron.
Nice.
Look
Been
at that
taking
star
morning.
lifter.
Oh, I want my Hercules. In black.
I think skins to the Hercules are going to be a big thing, big success.
A bunch of 4K wallpapers. Well, actually, there was a bunch of leaked skins here earlier today. So there will be skins, and I will be buying skins.
That looks amazing. Really well done.
Yeah, he does such a good job.
It's stunning. It really is.
Aegis Day, right? The full thing comes out on Aegis Day.
Oh,
Yes.
Invictus. That's pretty cool.
Actually, it looks like there's a dark skin coming from Lakes. And there's some skins for the Reliant and for the Hercules and for the Cyclone. So I am excited. I'm going to be buying a bunch of skins.
We need Vanguard skins. Vanguard skins. Vanguard
We need Origin skins for the 608.90. Damn it.
Origin skins.
They're eggs. They're supposed to be bright white. That's the whole point.
No. Stim, keep rolling.
Yep, doing the interstellar docking scene in Star Citizen.
Oh, this was amazing.
This is about all mankind. There is a moment.
It is nuts. Oh my God.
Cooper, there's no point in using her fuel to chase.
Analyze the Endurance's spin.
Cooper, what are you doing?
Docking.
Endurance rotation is 67, 68 RPM.
Okay, get ready to match our spin with the retro thrusters.
It's not possible.
No, it's necessary.
Endurance is hitting stratosphere.
So well done.
She's got no heat shield.
Pace, you ready?
Ready. Cooper, this is no time for caution.
Pace, if I black out, you take a stick. Stars, you ready to engage the docking mechanism?
Endurance is starting to heat.
20 feet out.
I need 3 degrees starboard, Cooper.
10 feet out.
Cooper, we are lined up.
Initiating spin.
We're all waiting with bated breath.
So exciting.
Come on, Tars.
Come on, Tars.
This is where I would blow up.
We are locked.
Up. Ease it up.
I felt anxiety watching that.
So did I. She's out. You know, we normally don't watch things that are over like 2 minutes long, but this has just been so well done and enraptured.
Yeah.
It's completely captured me.
Pushing out of orbit.
did such a good job.
I love the wide shot where they're both spinning in unison. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, well done.
That was some really good flying.
Murder for Hires. Rumors of a new concept sold at Invictus. Probably true. I don't know about the rumors, but we generally are going to get a concept of some sort. Yes. Something will be for sale. They will not pass that up.
If not a ship, me.
They want to make money. People pay to not receive you.
Either way, they'll make money.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, or Dorian comes to your house.
Next thing we have is this here. This is the Stanton system charts.
Oh, this is absolutely fantastic. So our very own Sieta has been working on this for like 2 months, maybe longer. He's been working on this for a long time. I think it's been several months. So he's been going around to every single planet and moon in the Stanton system and mapping out locations for all of the different points of interest. So if you scroll through, he's got like the graphics.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool, comprehensive information where everything is in relation to everything else.
Can I post this into chat for everyone?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Wow.
This is for everybody. Yes.
Okay, so this is Sajetta's. There now it says cannot preview. So if we download it, I'm sure we'd be able to see the rest of it. There's so much content in here. Wow, that's a lot of pages.
Just loading. Yeah, I mean, he put so much work into this for months and months.
You can see just from the first few pages how much content there is. Wow.
Yeah, tons and tons. One of the unannounced vehicle cards disappeared off the roadmap that completed concept work around now. The card was not Drake or Banu. Yeah, and there was also talk about that in the monthly report. So they were working on a few concept chips. They usually come out with one at Invictus, come out with something else mid-year, and then another one or two for anniversary sale.
Fantastic.
Less than they used to, far less.
All right. Moving on to the next thing, we've got a couple more just sort of fun, playful ones. This one here.
That was a good meme. I'm sure it came from Reddit, but it was posted around the Discord, so I'm not sure who made it. But yeah.
Yeah, we've got another one.
I saw it on Facebook.
Okay. When you're that successful and things are so viral, you don't get a chance to have credit for it. We've got one more where there's no credit coming in as well. Here we go.
Oh, this was great. Our battle will be legendary.
If you don't know,
so excited for the new plushie.
Now, I don't know if it's real. Should we, since we happen to be there, should we kind of...
That's in game.
It's in game?
That's in game.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think it was a real plushie.
What is it?
So this was the sneak peek that came in the weekly newsletter, and it appears to be a space whale. Yeah.
Space whale. Yes.
So let's see.
So
it's
get
funny because not that long ago we had a sneak peek of the space whale in game with the blanket on it.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's where the irony comes in. Not irony, anyway.
It's not really irony.
Yeah, but neither was Alanis Morissette's song either, but, you know, they went with that.
Yeah. She's hot enough to get away with that kind of mistake.
True.
Space whale or a Pokemon.
So this here is the sneak peek that we got, and it's a space whale. The caption for it is...
I'm waiting for an armor set to come out that looks like the space whale.
What happened to the Carrick plushie? Did we ever get that
I
in
don't
game?
have it here.
I don't remember.
No, we have not.
We have not.
And we never got any kind of plushie or any in-game toy from Area 18. It was just the turtles for a while before they went away.
Did we creative?
Because they were tortoises and they got tired of being called turtles.
I knew that was coming.
There's no painted tortoises.
Apparently the Carrick plushie's in the hangar module, I assume.
Is it?
Oh, okay. Hanger module. I never go in the hangar module.
Oh,
Me neither.
that's probably why they put an Easter egg there every once in a while. All right. After that, what else did we have? That's Community Born. We had, this awesome Stream Deck Star Citizen Command console.
Oh, this is very cool. So we're going to have him on the next couple of weeks.
It's not showing very well. Reload that. I noticed
there's a video actually.
This
on
took
this
a
website
long
embedded.
time. Okay. Here. Okay. Why don't we just get the YouTube version of it? Will that click? I don't think it will. Yeah, it will. Nice.
Yeah, I had trouble clicking. Okay, good. So he does graphics work, and he's actually a teacher, and put a bunch of work into making a bunch of very cool interfaces for the Stream Deck. Make it a little console. So if you're not using Game Glass, this is a good alternate.
251 gift subs, Divine Shadow. My God.
Wow, Shadow, thank you.
This would keep going though. Let's try reloading it.
That Canadian internet.
But we love Canada in spite of it because of Alanis Morissette and Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
We love everything about Canada.
And
Kirita, thanks for the gifted sub, man.
There we go.
Gildark, I chose for the 890. I chose Queen's Gambit.
And Nanaimo Bars is Carpigeon. A nice one.
We say Cardiff gifted a sub.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow, this video is not healthy.
Buffering. Buffering.
The third of the way through.
Nice, video effects too. You haven't even got the actual Stream Deck stuff.
There we go.
There we go. The important stuff.
That's so cool.
But look at these animated.
I like this.
Buttons. I love this.
What's the one for the iPad?
Ship logos. This is for this. The iPad one is Game Glass. This is for the Stream Deck.
So this is a kind of Game Glass, but it's got, you can touch the buttons and feel them and.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And animated. Look at the animated logos.
Wow.
And so you'll actually get these animated logo files if you want to use them on something else.
Is this on the Kickstart or?
He's actually made this available just for donations. So whatever you want to donate, please donate. I mean, he's he
Do we have a link?
Yeah, I'll post that in the chat.
I definitely want to get that. I've got 2 Stream Decks, and I would love to be able to use those in addition to Game Glass. That'd be fantastic.
I'm so getting this when I get this back. It is also in the info links channel of the Yacht Club Discord. So if you're in the Yacht Club Discord, we always post lots of great resources in there. And some of the best ones are pinned, like Sietta's location maps that's pinned in there, some other stuff. But yeah, this is really, really cool. So I mean, and so I was talking to him. He came into our Discord, and he's going to be on the show here in the next couple of weeks.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Next week or the week after, we can talk to him about it. Yeah, because he's a very enthusiastic citizen and very creative.
Nice. We can dive into that.
Love to have creative people on.
That mapping a little bit more. And
I was talking about the Stream Deck thing. But
we
could have
That
Sienna.
link.
Yeah, maybe we could have Sienna.
yeah, we should talk to Sietta.
That link isn't working.
Is that a bad link?
Darn. Yeah.
It's really annoying. I just I was thinking about the Stream Deck XL because I wanted a Stream Deck. I couldn't justify the big one,
Yeah.
And suddenly all these fantastic Star Citizen buttons and logos and animations come out, and I didn't get the big one.
Good job.
Oh no.
Yeah. So you did get the big one. You got the small one.
I didn't.
You
I didn't.
Well, I think that one's all for the. So there's 3 sizes, right? There's like the extra large, there's the regular original, and then there's the mini. So if you got
what is it, like 8, 15, and 32 buttons?
I think, or something like that. 6, 15, and yeah, I think maybe 32. I don't know the exact on the large one.
Okay, here's the proper link. Sorry about that. That should be the proper link.
Was that the one that was in the show notes?
I thought so, but that one wasn't linking properly.
Yeah, I was having issues with it earlier, but what I'll do is I'll post it and just know that it'll probably get resolved.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe he's having trouble with his website or something. But it's in the Discord info link. So
here it is, here, guys.
Check it out.
Just posted. Which is the same one you put in there, Joran. So it's the same one.
Yeah, same one.
Okay.
So might just be overloaded. Who knows?
Well, you know what should also overload servers? Oh, man, these segues are getting too easy, but too bad at the same time. Is the Star Kitten invasion? What do you guys think?
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
No, not pink enough.
Yes.
That's red.
It's not pink enough.
Yeah, it is
More
not quite
pink
pink enough, but I think it's the lighting. Yeah.
It's definitely very Spider-Man in the colors, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
the pink is more of a dusty rose, but we get the idea.
Yeah.
Not pink and
I do like the logo on
this a little bit darker.
On the nose of the bingo. It's got the big logo there. It's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
definitely needs more cowbell. Insert pink for cowbell.
These are kind of sloppy, in my opinion. I've seen them where they can totally convert the ship into a Star Kitten skin.
It's actually the same guy, and so he's apparently actually in the Russian military.
Oh wow!
Wow!
I thought was interesting. I don't know if maybe a technical guy, a technical IT person in the Russian military or something.
I think you can call it sloppy if you can do better.
Exactly.
I mean, the color scheme is bad, and it's not like he wrapped it in the Star Kitten colors. It's just like,
do you know how hard it is to actually do this on something with that many surfaces?
I can barely color in the lines in a coloring book, so I would be thrilled to make this.
With a good graphics package, it's not that hard
think
to
it
put
was
a couple logos
brilliantly done. Never
Never
mind, Doc. We just ignore him when we need to.
Does anyone think the
for that sort of
thing? I'm leaving.
I was joking. I was joking, Doc. I was joking.
Does anyone think the bingo is a strange shape?
Make fun if I didn't
odd.
love you, bud.
It looks odd to me. I mean, it's giant, but
what the shape of it?
The bingo, yeah, it's an odd shaped ship to me. It doesn't quite it's not quite pleasing to me.
Yeah, it's an interesting one from the front perspective, right? You wonder what's missing in that sort of that section between the engines and the front that needs to be concave like that. But
see, I look at this and I just hope that like the size 10 torpedoes will have Star Kitten skins, because I think that would be glorious to be blown up by a Star Kitten torpedo.
That would be cool.
All right, and we have lost Doc. Apologies for that. Must have pushed him over the edge.
Looking forward to see your bingo, Grim.
So this picture here, what a great one. This one comes in from, so the Star Kitten bingo is from Capucha 4. What a great image. Thank you for putting that together. The Insurgent 4K is the name of this one by Caliber 1000. And the next one we have here is by Stephen B. It's called Yila.
It's a nice shot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of flying to get that far away from Yella.
Wow. That is beautiful.
That is one of my favorite views, though. I used to do this all the time. I would just get out there and just fly out and look back at the rings and Crusader over there. Just probably one of the most beautiful views in the Stanton system.
All right, this last one, our second to last one here, is Max Cash 34, Mando vibes with Reshade.
Really cool photograph.
Isn't the texturing on those gloves and the side of the rifle incredible?
Yeah, I like the detail on the tactical gloves. It's fantastic.
That's what I always tell people. It's a millimeter scale detail across tens of millions of kilometers.
All right, now we have this is a fun one. Sorry about the bright lights there. Let's start this from me. So full Laranite Hall.
Listen.
30K.
I think that happened to Nintagi a few times this week.
Yeah.
things like that have happened to most of us at some point or another. And Smithy Joe Bob says, "Remember when that was the only view?" Pepperidge Farm.
Right.
Actually, if you do disconnect and you're near a port, your caterpillar will store itself in the nearest port. You can actually get your cargo back out.
Yeah,
if it's a port
usually will store you.
Yeah. If it's a port,
not always 100. Yeah, not always 100%.
Right.
But yeah, going back to 2.0 before we had any moons and planets to land on. It's like we only had, and yellow was really about it.
What does that look like?
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Are we seeing a Nox in game?
Yep, that's a Nox going through a forest.
Amazing. That is
just like Indoor.
Yeah.
I cannot take those into a forest without hitting a tree. I have tried I don't know how many times and I blow up. I'm like a stormtrooper. It's pathetic.
I can't hit anything with a blaster pistol, but trees are your friend.
Yeah, I'll hit
really
that every time.
Is how dense this forest is. Like it's hard to find really dense forests like this. So, and that is just really awesome to see. It's like
where is that? Is that Microtech?
Yeah, somewhere in Microtech.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think they practiced the route or just got lucky?
Just got lucky.
I think they practiced running this a lot. They may not have practiced the specific route, but they probably just practiced going through that forest a lot. If you get the right speed down and the right angle, yeah, and you can do it. I know, I've done it.
I could practice it, but then my connection would lag momentarily just in time for me to hit a tree.
Rocket Elf says that it's not full speed. The footage is sped up.
Oh, I see.
Might be.
It could be, yes.
Yeah, Zixel says I fly at 10 meters per second and speed the clip up. That is very possible.
You guys are far too smart. All right, I just need to change something over. So while I do that, why don't you guys talk about what's going on with you? How has the new patch been so far for everybody?
I think it's cool. I think it's a patch that shows a lot of progress with subsystems. Not so much gameplay, but it shows they're making some progress.
Yeah,
I finally went mining in a cave. I'm a little behind the times there, but that was exciting.
Better late than ever. And I love the new caves.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mary.
I was gonna say something. The cave gameplay is just incredible. It's a lot of fun with your friends too, to just get deep in the caves, and it's a little nerve-wracking sometimes when you're down there because a lot of people are hitting those missions up. So ships arrive, and then you're not sure if it's a friend or what's going on.
Emergent gameplay,
and then the other, and the other thing I like too is just the asteroids around, like the different stations look incredible.
Oh, the new asteroids, right?
Kind of been, everything's a little different. So I used to always go to Crew L5, and now it looks amazing. But
yeah, I flew by some of them when the patch first
came
out.
There are missions on asteroids now?
No,
it's just new asteroid texturing.
Okay.
So that they replace the asteroids at the RNRs, and they look phenomenal. That was literally the first thing I went to go see.
So Kijasi has won the jersey.
It's awesome.
Well
Congratulations.
done. Congrats, Kijasi. Well done.
Awesome. And Mintake's having some issues. So some people are, it's funny how some people are having much more stable experiences in this patch, and some people are having much less stable, like Mintake. He's having a ton of 30Ks right now. And Dalamars has been in. He was having a really bad the past couple of patches, and 3.13 has been much better for him. So that's one of the things that, in talking with a lot of people across the community, that's so just perplexing and frustrating, I think, for some people, is that the range of experiences just varies so much. And everything is so dependent on your hardware, your software, your drivers. Anything could be conflicting somewhere and causing instability issues. And trying to figure out what it is really hard. A lot of people have not been able to access it and realize like they're still running Windows 7. I did not realize that there were this many people running Windows 7. Isn't that like 10-year-old plus software or longer?
Something like that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize Windows 7 was still even supported by Microsoft, is it?
It is not supported by Microsoft. That's the thing, and they're still hanging on to it for dear life because of certain things and some old programs they have or something, and they like about it, and they don't want to go to the Windows 8, not 8.10 configurations. And yeah, so they were hanging on to it, and all of a sudden it's like CIG has screwed me. It's like. And we're trying to troubleshoot their systems. Like, well, have you tried this? Have you tried that? You know, I user folder, relogging, it's like character reset and all this sort of stuff. And then, and it's like, well, what system are you running? Well, I'm on Windows 7. It's like, what?
Yeah, you're using an operating system that's older than even the kickstart for this game. You have to put a little effort in.
Unfortunately, there's only so long that you can hang on to your buggy whips. And they're going to have to let their buggy whips go there on that one. Mm-hmm. That's my my favorite analogy, buggy whips.
Well,
Stem, are you ready?
I certainly am. Let's dive into the screenshots. Guys, starting off with one from Mystic Star. Just a really great shot of the upcoming Invictus week that we have coming. Invictus launch week.
Oh, that's great. Exciting.
Moving on, this one's from Bumble Brianna. Really, really great shot of Microtech in a caterpillar.
Is that a skin on the caterpillar?
No.
Or is
that's
the color comes in?
One.
That's standard.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one, Bumble Brianna, you put this one together, and I don't know if this is in game or how this came together. I was trying to ask the crew before nobody really knew.
Yeah, she was in chat, so maybe she can tell us where that is and if she did any After Effects.
We would love to know.
That's amazing.
Yeah. What an amazing shot.
Looks so good.
That's a picture of me landing from a great distance away.
Dalamar says it's a render issue. I've had that happen too.
Wow. Yes. Cindy Sanderson says you've had that view on Hurston sometimes. It's a bug, says Dalamars. Wow. Quite an amazingly beautiful bug. Sometimes you get wonderful things from those. This next one here, really great one by Karadef. Great to see Karadef posting some things. Look at the planets aligning like that.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
I was going to say, I don't think I didn't realize any of the planets or moons were even close enough to do that.
Well, remember the picture that we just saw earlier of Yella from a different perspective. So this is lower in the plane. So you're looking more at it straight on, and he's further away. I mean, he's way far away.
Yeah, and
that's amazing.
And that's Stanton. That's the Crusader in the background there, I'm sure. So it's pretty big. It's a gas giant. This next one here by Kajasi.
Oh, Karadef says it's not his picture.
Nice. Oh, it's not his picture? Okay.
So he got it from somebody.
I've messed it up somehow.
And is that the rock or the rock? That's the regular rock, not the DS, right?
Correct. There's Bumble Brianna. She says that, yes, that's a render bug when you come into Everest from Klesher. Interesting.
Hold on a moment, guys. I'm going to make sure I've got the screenshots in order as they should be.
Platinum Sniper redeemed a drink, he says.
Thank you, Platinum Sniper. Drink is always appreciated.
Redeem a drinking.
And I hope you all recognize when you say redeem a drink, what you're actually doing is you're signing a contract to buy us a drink the next time we see you at a Citizen Con or a hangout.
And just so you know, if you buy me a drink, I assume you're flirting, so I'll flirt back. So you've been warned.
T-Nicer is keeping a log for the next time we go to SitCon.
Checking Discord.
Let him down gently, guys. Let him down gently. All right. This one here.
Stelix says, I was in the Navy. I'm ready.
This one's by Kajasi. This one here. So Karadefs, what happened to Karadefs?
Nearly as much.
Karadev is the one before. He says it's not his picture. Okay, that's where the confusion came from. So this one here, hold on a moment. This one here is not actually his picture, but it looks amazing, so we thought he'd share it. The title is Music of the Spheres. The person that took the shot is Brigsby on the Armco Discord. Wow, really great shot, Brigsby.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. And thank you for not taking credit as well. It's very stand-up of you.
That picture is just so magic. So magic.
This one here is from
So everybody...
Go ahead.
Everybody needs to go to Yellow and just fly into the distance away from Yellow with Crusader on the other side, and then eventually look back, and you too can experience that. And it feels incredible to be that far out in space away from stuff. It's just so cool.
All right.
Because
so,
you're flying for a while. Sorry.
No worries. No worries. Apologies for interrupting. What a great shot here. You know, what I liked about this one is, you know, you're getting the detail of what's happening, but because of the particle effects, the atmosphere, you really feel like this is a real location, you know?
Yeah. What ship is that in the background?
That's a Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The white skin? Yeah, the white skin.
Yep.
That looks good.
And it's got sort of the African savanna trees in the background. Just beautiful.
Whose photo was that?
That one was Kajasi.
Okay.
And I know I probably say it right. It's probably like Jassy or something with this.
I didn't actually realize that there were mineable rocks on Hurston.
Yeah, clearly.
That's cool.
This one here by Bumblebee, really nice. I just love the lens flare on this, and with that Talon, the Starscape, with obviously a planetary body there. It just looks so good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, whenever you see lens flare, you can only, for me, it brings me to that perspective of, you know, motion to have that lens flare. Because you always see that in motion when you're watching movies. It's very,
it always takes me to J.J. Abrams' Star Trek.
Right. Yes, very much so. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it.
Okay, let's get rid of our ugly mugs there, or at least mine, plus the other cast.
Oh, nice.
This one is by Hawkeye, I believe. Let's check on that to be sure.
I love how months later the MSRs are still sneaking into the screenshots every week.
There's so many of them. And you know what? I'm over it. I love them now. I'm embracing them.
Yeah,
embracing them.
That's great stuff.
All right,
MSR
so
drink.
Insidian has a few great shots here, a couple really good ones. And there was a lot of shots that had this, you know, we're powered down, we're kind of hiding, we're being stealthy. This one was just beautiful. There was a title to it. I can't remember what it was now, but it's something like I Feel Well Lit.
And then just love the lighting.
There was a few of them, but just for impact, we can only show so many. So from behind, and then from in front, just beautiful pictures.
Wow,
just makes the colors stand out. And just look at the railing on the entry to the bridge there. It's like just the way it's lit. It provides dimension.
I love that armor.
I have never noticed that railing before. Those handrails.
Yeah, they're there. It's
never noticed those.
Those handrails are what make it really feel to me like it's the Millennium Falcon. You know, it's kind of like standing in that doorway, holding on to something.
Yeah, totally.
There were a lot of this picture too, but this is by far my favorite. This one's from Delamar's. Really great picture of Delamar's from the observation deck, looking out at 890.
Yeah. Well, the 890 looks good. It almost looks like it's got his skin. Like the colors seem a little different to me.
It just looks really good there.
Yeah.
A couple of shadows, I think.
I was actually gonna post the GIF that I made, the action GIF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll put that in the show chat right now. I got a great little video.
How did you guys find docking?
Love it. It was just the most incredible experience in a very long time in Star Citizen. It's like
Did it take a long time, or is it fairly intuitive?
Once you figure out where the docking ports are and how you need to line up with them, and if everything's working, then yeah, I mean it works really well. Actually,
Sorry,
this is
Stem.
a beautiful photograph. What you got there?
Captain Awesome.
Yep, awesome. That's our Stem.
It's backwards, I know. All right, this picture here. This picture here. This is from Mintake, and what a great shot! You know, you can see
That
just
is beautiful.
that sunset, the atmosphere. You can see the trees, almost like a jungle-ish in the back.
Yeah,
This picture makes me want to go to a bar and have a drink and just chill.
Yeah.
Mintake, where's Pico? You usually have Pico in your shots.
Can't have Pico in every
Mystic Star
shot.
says yeah, Mystic Star said it was great once Dorian found the ports and wasn't 2 kilometers away. I actually was not sure. It was completely dark, and I didn't know where they were on the station. And so I called for docking, and it gave me the HUD, and I got everything all lined up. And somebody said it was near the cargo decks. So so I'm down near the cargo deck area, and I push the docking thing, and I'm 4 kilometers away, and it's moving at 5 meters per second, which is ridiculously slow. And so, yeah, it took me a while to find it the first time in the dark.
I love
That's
that
what
shot.
she said.
That's beautiful.
Isn't that an amazing shot? It really looks like the crustacean or the crab or the, you know, when you put it near water like that.
It just looks like it's a little. It's going to yell at you to get off its lawn.
It's a bit angry, isn't it?
It does, yes.
It's not angry. It's just grumpy. It's just tired of you.
It looks like it's run by AI to me at this point.
That's why I love the Defender. One of my favorites.
And then this
I
one
kind of
here,
regret not picking one up.
Ooh, I like that one.
so that last one with the Defender was by Chroma. What a great shot. Chroma's produced a couple of shots the last few weeks that have just been fantastic. This one's by Afrotastic. He's got 2 really great shots. This first one, obviously showing in warp, as we call it in Star Citizen. We call it Quantum Drive. Quantum. Yes.
Quantum.
Thank you. The next one is just a little fun one at destination. Always wonderful when someone gets their hands on Nidris. Yeah, that's what that was in Quantum.
I was wondering what that was.
I was thinking it was because it looks like the spinal weapon at the front.
The railgun, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you go,
okay, yeah, because it's tilted at a steep angle. That's why. Okay.
When you go into Quantum, does it keep you at the angle that you're at?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would line you up with the jumping ship, the lead ship, or not.
Yeah, it points you in the right direction, but it doesn't change the angle of where you're laying.
Gotcha.
I saw that Divine Shadow.
I like this picture. This picture makes me think of when they were talking about the 890 being a possible command and control ship.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, it kind of makes you feel like you have oversight of whatever's happening near that light source, doesn't it?
So much bigger than the 890. So much wider.
Here's another great one.
Yeah.
It's girthy.
I was going to say the girth. Leave that to Dorian, of course.
Here's another great one by Kovsa. Very similar to Mintake's picture before, just of a very similar aspect. Just so great.
Sunsets on Hurston are just beautiful.
And Lieutenant Porter with his super wide monitor, just getting in a really great sort of panorama of Microtech.
That was beautiful. Yeah, a whole bunch of us hitched a ride on Ironclaw's 890, and we were just going for a cruise. It's great.
What a great shot. And next we have another observation deck photo. This one is from Starlette. Starlette, great shot.
Yay!
The title on this one is
I got
"So
a
You Want to Dock?"
screenshot in.
Yay! Well done. That's a great screenshot. What a wonderful new location. And I haven't had a chance to be to actually visit, but I'm sure, if you're moving side to side, you get that feeling of that outside world just being alive, especially if you have ships in the background like that.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous.
Love those windows. Yeah, and a lot of times you do see the ships flying across there because they're coming in for landings at various hangars.
There's another
Cindy
one?
Sanderson asks, was that the Mantis helmet? I think
Yeah,
that is a Mantis, right?
Yeah, yep. It's called the Calva helmet. Yeah.
Lovely. And Buzz69 came out with this one, and this was great. This had a very, very Squadron 42 sort of feel to it to me. Very much like a cinematic, coming into land after either, supplying up for a mission or something.
And there's already another hammerhead.
The clouds and light, it's fantastic.
Yeah, there's already another hammerhead docked at the docking port. You got a couple of them in there.
Love it. And then Hoskaha follows up with this one here. Wow, again, the Mercury Star Runner, but just a great close-up. Have we seen something this close in a while?
Beautiful. And that particular
framing with its ring.
Yeah.
CIG should be using this in the pledge store.
Yes.
Yeah, I would guess that this has been cropped to just really focus in and frame that Mercury just so. He was given some advice in the Yacht Club screenshots discussion channel. He's very helpful a lot, and one of the things that he suggested to a lot of people is that when you get a photograph, sometimes if you frame it and crop out the things to just really focus on like this shot and really totally transforms your photographs. So you might have a bigger photograph, but when you trim it down to just a certain area of it, really makes it stand out better.
So that's
Zixel
something.
redeemed. All hosts need to take a drink.
Hey, there you go, Zixel. Nicely done.
Cheers.
So this is a lesson that if you were a Valley girl, you wouldn't have to have that lesson, because when you're taking a picture in the mirror exactly how to frame yourself. But for us Star Citizen aficionados,
get the angle.
Right. For us Star Citizen aficionados, that is good news for us. One of the things I love about this image is, you look at the rings and you have like a crisscross kind of thing going. The rings are going one way, the ship is angled another way, so it provides that great balance. And then you've got the planet or
this is like our third or fourth shot of Mercury's with yellow, or various ships with yellow, or just yellow.
Yeah, and then I love how you can read the name of the ship, which is something that has been a big complaint, and that also helps tell the story. This is the Bone Gull. Just love it.
Cindy says the hardest thing to do in photography for her at least is reduction focus, and that's one of the things I don't really remember to think about, is because it's so hard to get everything framed in when you're taking the screenshot. I don't think about cropping it later to just get the part that I want. Yep, like Mintek says, post cropping.
Here's another great one here.
Oh, that was cool. So it looks like he's repairing his Titan. Even though we don't have repair in yet.
Yep. And that Titan has such great textures. Just looks fantastic. Wonderful story to this one as well. All right, this one here. So that one was so Buzz69, then Hoskaha, as we saw. Knight took the picture of.
That's beautiful.
Of this one here, and then
the lighting
back onto Buzz69 for this one.
Yeah, I just love all this Squadron 42 feel going on at this station.
Yeah,
with all the clouds and the debris in the background, it just gives so much flavor to the pictures.
It feels like the coil.
Yes, very much.
And Stellic joins back in with a Guinness. Cheers, my friend.
Hey,
cheers.
Nice choice, Stellic. All right, moving on to Microtech with Mintake. What a great shot.
I am so looking forward to having a draft Guinness again.
This kind of gave me the feeling of, kind of sitting on the side of a helicopter, kind of,
a gunner.
Yeah, a gunner kind of feel,
That's
surveying the land as you fly by, maybe even a search and rescue sort of operation. Not really wearing that armor, but
Black Mink says real photography doesn't involve cropping. It's like you're a purist.
Right.
Probably doesn't believe in post processing color effects either.
That's a great joke, though.
Yeah.
All right, so Hoskaha with another one, and if you're not aware, up on the screen we do have Hoskaha's latest Star System screenshot contest. The theme is Horizon, and it ends at the very end of May, so you have it between now and then to get in a picture themed with Horizon for a chance to win one of 3 great prizes. Third place is a P-72 Emerald, second place is an Avenger Stalker, and first place is an Asperia Talon.
Nice. That's a great photograph.
Isn't that great, hey? Wow. Hoskaha, you do such great work, and you're such an excellent champion for the community in taking screenshots, helping us showcase this game to all of our friends and celebrate it amongst ourselves, just going through.
It's not a game.
This universe, my apologies. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, okay. This one is so good. Now, MaidenAriana has taken you've taken a lot of pictures like this, and I actually do have to ask you a little bit about it, because I've seen, I'm assuming it's all one event where you got a whole bunch of people together and you had some kind of breach where everybody got sucked out. But this picture right here, was this inside on the, obviously it's not inside the front canopy, but it kind of looks like it, right? It kind of looks like, the bridge is further back and this is glass and someone is smack on the canopy.
If you blow up the 890 jump on the 890 jump mission, then not only do the soldiers go out there, but all the dead civilians go out there too, and they're kind of this weird two-dimensional. They have like the weird two-dimensional blood attached to them.
Okay.
So if you fly close enough to them, it looks like they're right on your windshield, and that's what I did. I just got really close without bumping them. If you bump them, by the way, they go zooming out towards the planet, and they end up falling somewhere on the planet. So it's pretty fun.
Can you go find them?
It looks like you kicked into reverse.
Playing with gnats, like gnats when you are driving.
So how do they end up in space?
If you blow up the 890 jump after you complete the 890 jump mission, just for fun, I did.
Okay.
I was in a prowler and I blew it up. So, yeah.
Platinum Sniper says, "Death of a Spaceman."
Yeah, this reminds me of EVE Online, when you can go up and find frozen corpses floating in space.
Fair enough.
And Bumble Brianna was with me too, and we were pinpoint shooting them too with our guns, and it would send them off, into the space or into the atmosphere. So.
Love it.
It was fun.
And can you actually recover them from the ground? Like the body?
The people, it would be almost impossible to find them. I have no idea. I would imagine that they stay intact and hit the ground.
I would think so too.
It would be a blast to see them coming down too, if you could somehow line yourself up. But
yeah, maybe you could follow one down somehow.
Maybe it's possible to like fly backwards and capture a bunch of them, and then without destroying your ship, and then dropping them over a landing zone. Sounds like a shenanigans date.
I don't know.
When you're back, Jordan.
Yeah, maybe.
A bit macabre, but fun.
Well, all right. This one I thought was a great one as well.
It gives new definition to the song "It's Raining Men."
Right. There you go. So
true.
I thought this one was great, MaidenAriana as well. We don't get a chance to see the Saber very often, or the Gladius. I'm guessing.
It's actually the Pirate Gladius.
Gladius, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to place like, what is this? And the perspective.
I don't think I've seen that before in game.
Yeah. So you can see the bottom wings, on the bottom there. Yeah.
And the gun is the Sledge 3 Mass Driver cannon. So
it's cool. Yeah, great photograph.
All right, and then the new helmets that came out, these are from Night. These last 2 shots that we're going to show, that's a really great showcasing of that with the cartoon wall in the background.
Ant-Man.
That's amazing.
It looks like Ant-Man in an Iron Man skin.
Yes, very Iron Man-like. Especially with that.
So well photographed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done an incredible job here.
Yeah, his pistol even matches.
Yeah, red pistol.
Yeah, and he's got the red knife as well on his right thigh.
Oh yeah, the glowing red knife, so well planned.
So well done.
And the red card to all.
Yep.
And then what a great
Nice.
shot
Well
there
done.
in
That is
action.
so
Wow, the
cool.
detail on those gloves. I'm always so impressed with the detail that they
Yes.
put into everything.
Yes.
Isn't that well done?
Bethesda, take note.
Yes, very much so. You know, it's photos like these that make you go, wow. You know, not, you know, first of all, I think, you know, Screenshot Citizen, definitely. Secondly, I think, wow, how immersive is this game going to be? I mean, picture the unique stormtrooper, you know, the silver stormtrooper, kind of, you know, like almost ray traced walking around, or the red one. I'm sure there's a red stormtrooper or a white stormtrooper with, you know, like a red bloodied hand on the helmet or something. Like, it's going to look amazing. I speak about it like it's not already amazing.
Well, it's still an alpha. I mean, by the time, you know, someday, whenever it actually does fully launch, I really can't even comprehend how much better it's going to be at that point.
Incredible.
I'm pretty sure, isn't that the red Nerf gun in that shot?
Yeah. I believe it is.
Yeah.
So it's a little less menacing than.
Yeah, but it's cool because the yellow on the, you know, the Nerf sort of yellow to indicate non-lethal is also somewhat the same as the yellow in the ship. And he's got this whole theme going with the red cartoon. Oh, so good.
Yeah, just beautiful, beautiful photographs.
Really well done.
I applaud the color coordination. Well done. Joan Rivers would approve.
All right, I need to do a little bit of building of the scenes upcoming. So why don't you guys talk about caves and cave entrances?
And Uri the Smoke says Bethesda doesn't care how their games look. They know people will buy them and and fix anyway.
Yes, we will. And our plants will, you know, stick out through the walls of our homes, and we'll deal with it.
Yeah, I won't. Like I play so few other games. It's like literally almost nothing else, and it's things like those photographs, that level of detail that like nothing else really gives you that at this scale, and that's why we're all so obsessed, because it's just it's at a whole other level that.
Now, one thing they could do less scale in is the caves. I'm a little claustrophobic, and I don't mind admitting, when I did my cave mission this weekend, I ended up taking an Ativan because it was too stressful for me because of all these holes having to climb out.
I have spent so many hours in caves. Mystic and I love exploring caves, and it's great to be able to get down and have some new caves to explore. But once I get down in them, I start getting a little bit claustrophobic, a little bit like, man, how am I going to get out of here? And I invariably get lost. So it's great when we go in as a group, and there's always somebody. It's like, if Porter's around, it's like, I'll follow Porter. He knows how to get out of here.
Zyphon 42, are you in chat?
One tip when you do get stuck in something like.
Oh, is that who won?
If they're in chat.
Who was it?
Zyphon 42, XYPHON.
Oh, Zyphon. I know Zyphon. Zyphon, hopefully you're still here, buddy. Zyphon, speak up.
Yep, you have to say hello within the given time, otherwise you can't get it.
Well, we only have a minute or so. We'll have to re-roll. Zyphon.
We're all watching with bated breath.
Yeah, the caves, I was reading that if you drop the like the light sticks or flares or whatever, but I would drop them and they fell through the floor. So
re-rolling?
You know, it really didn't do anything.
Yeah, gotta re-roll. Kurta, are you here?
Yes.
Kurta's here.
Hey, congratulations.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Message T Nightster.
So the tip I was going to throw out there real quick is, if you get stuck in a cave or a wall or anything else like on a station, and you're just kind of floating there with your arms up, you know, and you can't do anything, you don't have to backspace. You can, if you do the C button with the new MedPen thing where it puts it in your hand like this.
Oh,
that tends
good to know.
free you from a lot of stuff. So.
Oh, cool. That's good to know.
Why just that new animation, the new motion it does, frees you. So.
Good tip. Thank you.
I hate having to do two different functions when I'm in a panic and it's like I'm dying. I need a med pen. But I'm hitting C. So I have to do something else.
Right.
They keep changing stuff. That's one of the things I hate about the grenades because, and it's a little complex to pull and activate and throw the grenades, but I assume that they'll get that polished up over time.
Yeah, what happened with med pens? Because when I went to use one the other day, it's now like a wheel, and when I try and move my mouse over it to click on it, it wasn't working, and it was very confusing and upsetting, and I died.
Well, the default key of C should still work, but it'll just put it in your hand, and then you have to like click your left mouse button to actually use it. Then.
Okay.
Almost
yeah,
like
it was bringing up a radial wheel.
Yeah.
And it was just I didn't know what was going on and didn't have time to figure it out before I died.
You might hit F, and if you hit F and left click, it brings up the radial menu. So you might have mixed something up.
Are you ready to take back the show, Stim?
Almost. Not quite.
Okay.
Still.
Just want to make sure we're not talking over you.
Yeah, no problem. There was a link that wasn't working, Jordan, that you put together. It was still rendering the video. Unfortunately, it's the Crusader B-roll, but I've managed to find the original, so we're good.
Oh, okay, good. Or you want to throw up that GIF, or can you throw the GIF up real quick that I put in the show chat?
Ah, yes, yeah, that's a good idea.
As a placeholder, we can talk about.
Sounds good. Yes, this is a great one.
Let him do his job. He's doing his job. He does a lot of stuff in the background. Producing a show this complicated. It's not that easy.
Definitely not.
I think I need the rainbow puke on my camera too, Stim, when you get a chance.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I've used that before. I know what the button is.
Yeah, so I think just refresh your browser on that, Maiden. That should do it.
Oh, the OBS Ninja?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
It's unfortunately not something that I have control over.
Yeah, it's gone weird on me a few times. Did you get that?
I do. I'm not going to be able to do full screen just simply because of how I have things set right. Actually, I could.
Oh,
no,
gotcha.
it's a bit of a hassle.
Oh, maybe.
But let's dive into that one. So this is the GIF here.
Yes, this is one of the first things I went and did the day after I finally figured out where the hell they were. So I was able to actually call the 890 at the stations, which was fantastic. So we can actually call our capital ships at the stations now. We don't take out from the planets. But the lighting was great, and it just worked so well.
You know, I think they've done some major upgrades to the physics grids. I think that's why the vehicles are now working in the elevators, the vehicle lifts of ships now.
Yes.
I think something major's changed, and they haven't really described or told us exactly how big this change is.
They mentioned it, but you're absolutely right. They haven't really gone in depth about what a significant change the SDF gravity grids, which they needed to have for the movable docking bridges, and once they solved that. So essentially, like the SDF shields, where every surface on everything can be calculated to have some type of effect for that surface, and that's where they started with the atmospheric reentry effects, and then now they've got the SDF shields, but also internally the gravity grids. So every surface, regardless of where it's moving, has its own surface effect. And so I think that's been a really major improvement to the to the gravity tech, but also and they're continually making more improvements and changes to the underlying physics engines. And when you read the monthly report, and they're constantly making tweaks, and that was one of the things that they talked about in the Theaters of War, Star Citizen Live on Friday, where they were saying that they doubled the performance from the first Evocati test early last year to the one later last year, in that they it wasn't really anything that they did specifically for Theaters of War. It was underlying engine changes and changes they did to the ships and rendering and lots of other things that were done for the persistent universe that carried over into Theaters of War to give them better performance. And while we have varying levels of performance, some people have better performance than others. Your experience may vary. I feel like over the past 6 months, we've really seen a lot of improvements. MaidenAriana, Starlette, how's your experience been? You both play a lot. Have you felt things getting a little bit better if you're not having like super crashy days?
Yeah, I know. So the stability's gone down in PTU. I haven't really been in live much, but I can see that these things are moving forward pretty fast beneath the scenes, or behind the scenes rather. So I'm pretty happy with seeing all the little bits of progress, even though it's not quite so stable as they reshuffle their subsystems and rip old code out and put new code in. It's quite a lot of progress. I'm quite impressed.
Yeah, it seems like they need to issue a lot of smaller patches here to get this 3.13 really more stable, because it just, like we mentioned earlier, all the randomness people are having with weird issues. So, but overall, I mean, I'm just happy too that the Freelancer Max's door is finally fixed. We're at a lock, so you can't just walk into anybody's Freelancer Max. So
Nice.
That's another random thing they didn't really make a big deal out of, but it's fixed. So.
Yeah, all these little things that they do here and there that they don't really mention. That's like, wow, this is huge.
Yeah, and
there's the new thermal armor.
Looks very good, doesn't it?
It looks very padded.
Yeah, that's true. But when will they have something that needs that kind of heat protection, though? Where are you going to use that? It's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to see
heavily
pyro, are we?
They didn't say when it's coming, but I think it's designed for pyro. Yeah. Also, if you look at the ground, he's walking over like a lava field.
Yeah, that's volcanic.
Yeah.
That great armor looks good. That armor makes me think if they turned Bumblebee from Transformers into a suit of armor, that's what he would look like.
It really does. They've done a good job. It's quite cool looking.
Yeah.
Stelic says that the thermal armor matches my body type. It's like, if you gained weight in the last couple of years, buddy, and you weren't that chunky when we hung out in Austin.
Beautiful, really, really neat. I like this one here, just with that the back of the hand armor as well for knife fights, for melee fights.
Huh.
Yeah, so they were talking about several different armors that they were coming out with, and the armors, the new non-modular armor, cloth-based, great kit armor, the RS. So this is the RS heavy armor. So this is one of the new types of armors, but it's a heavy that they're working on.
Have they added anything in game yet that if you shoot at somebody and hit a grenade that they have stowed on their armor, does the grenade explode, or is it just considered a typical bullet hit?
The grenades explode. Yeah, and grenades have blast radius damage. So if you're the closer you are, the more damage you take. If you're further away, the less damage that you take. Selleck said he was just making jokes.
So Dorian's question was, if you shoot a grenade that is on someone, is that right?
Yeah, if they have like the grenade is like still attached to their armor. If you hit that with ammo, will it blow up?
It does not blow up, no.
I really like this armor.
Yeah.
This armor is...
Oh, that looks cool. That kind of looks like, oh shoot. What's that race from Mass Effect? The Nomads?
I don't know. I didn't have the patience for all the Mass Effect games. Wonderful
Stem,
stories.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
That's okay, man. It's okay.
Stem,
We'll
don't feel bad. I was
Quarians. Yes, thank you guys. The Quarian race. That armor looks like Quarians.
I was talking with Dorian earlier about Mass Effect. It's like I tried to get into Mass Effect 1 like 2 years ago or something, and I got to the first boss and I tried like 10 times, and you've got this long cinematic that leads up to it, and then you have the boss fight. And so it's like 2 or 3 minutes to get to the boss, and then you die. And then I did that 10 times and I said, fuck this, and I'm done. So I have not gotten any further into Mass Effect than that first boss fight. So maybe with the new release that he's saying is coming, coming
Legendary comes out next week. Yay!
So
maybe there's an easier mode for story people.
So one of the things they were talking about with this particular armor piece, and they were talking about how they want to do this with more armor pieces, and that is that if you have the helmet and the torso for the same armor piece, that you would have this this cable come together, this breathing apparatus come together. If you didn't match them with the same set, then you wouldn't have that. So that's kind of neat.
I was reading that. I thought that was really interesting, and I really like the idea of having that kind of additional synergy if you're wearing the matched pieces.
Yeah.
So will they have set bonuses?
That's kind of what it sounded like they were talking about at the beginning, right? And in a way, this would be a set bonus if it provided, like an additional oxygen supply or.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So Platinum Sniper's asking something about the movie rights at Warner's doing something with Mass Effect, and they've classified the game soundtrack as movie soundtrack. So now you can't actually use it on streams and other stuff. It's like
Warner Brothers sucked.
I love this video with the kitty armor. This is one of my new favorite armors. I love this armor.
Oh, the black, that's the set you have to buy, right? It was white and gray, I think, were the two sub, and this one is like $10.
The pink and white? And the pink one was the basic one, and then there was another one, and the black one you had to buy, and of course that was the first one I bought, because I'm a sucker. Hufflepuff says that I should just jump into the second Mass Effect. It's like, I might. We'll see.
We'll talk later about that, Jay.
I don't have a lot of time, but at least I'll be home.
You will when you're home.
I'll have more time when I'm home. I kind of have time here, but it's like, I don't know, just everything's fucked up. Moving right along. Stem. Orison.
Stem's out of his seat.
Stem left his chair.
Stem has abandoned us. We've been left. We're rudderless. We're captainless.
We can run amok.
Is that some kind of winchy thing on the front there with some sort of steel rope?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. It looks like a little cable winch.
It sure does, doesn't it? That is weird.
Maybe you can lower yourself down from a ship.
Well, you're going to be so heavy. It's not like you can go in a cave and climb out a hole you fall in, so maybe you'll need that. Maybe
that's what the Retaliator drop ship module is for. Drop pod. What is it?
Oh.
Ship drop. Yeah. There's a module that allows you to have troops that drop down.
Maybe it's for rappelling. That would be cool.
For climbing. Interesting.
Because they showed rappelling in the Carrot commercial, which we've all dreamed of.
Yeah.
Stem, you're back. You left us unsupervised.
Tim, Jordan said all the bad words you told me I couldn't say while you were gone.
Well, you can't let him do that.
I've been known to. Like, moving on to Orison.
Sounds good. Okay. Doesn't that look amazing?
Yeah, I look at the belt with the pouches and I think of Batman's utility belt, and then I wonder if we're going to have something like that in game.
Possibly.
Clouds. Wow. No, clouds. Yeah, I see clouds.
Oh.
Orison looks amazing. I cannot wait.
So exciting.
I'm looking for cloud tech more than Orison, to be honest. I think it's going to change the experience of planets completely.
Yes. Well, we have a picture from the monthly report of the new surface of Orison. It looks amazing.
We need.
But I love these.
We need wingsuits. I know that you'd fall down and die with because it's a gas planet, but I still want to do it.
Go down to.
Maybe they have nets underneath to catch us because somebody's going to try and jump off.
Yeah, it's the first thing I'm going to do when I land at Orison is try and jump off the railing. I 100% know it. It's the very first thing I'm going to do. And if it stops me, I'm going to be sad.
I think
Like
everybody's going to do that.
You don't need
and
to protect me from that.
I assume at some point there's some places where people will be able to get over the railing, and yeah, you'll probably just keep falling. The question is, how far will they let you fall before you die? Will you actually be able to fall like hundreds of kilometers? That's going to be the cool part. It's like, can we actually fall for several
If
hundred
they
kilometers?
do that, then they have to give us jetpacks.
Yes, that's it. It's a jetpack.
Jetpacks would be cool. Jetpacks would be
Well,
cool.
we've got jetpacks, just small ones.
Yeah, you
I
need something a
thought
little bit stronger.
It's not properly edited.
No, so the video that you put through was unfortunately still being inspected by YouTube. They were questioning
it
your
hasn't been
ethics.
rendered up.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief. Yeah, well, they should. Rice has redeemed Stem as the Yodel.
No.
Yes, you've been redeemed. You thought Mintek was going to?
I was
because he
hoping
looking
there was
forward to
one
it,
show I could get past it without it happening.
You are our Yodel god.
Oh, well.
You are the Rose Nyland of this show.
You people can't take
I don't
you
know who that
anywhere.
is.
Okay.
Rose Nyland from Golden Girls. She yodels.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
all right.
perfect. But she probably actually yodels. I just like play around. All right.
We love it.
Okay. Let me think of something to do. Okay, it's going to be totally random, like it always is. The classic yodel, okay.
Yeah, we like your classic.
Yodel-hoo, 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 yodel-hoo. Quick one.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
We liked it. We liked it. It was good.
And it's so not a yodel, but you know, hey, that's what you get. Until you stop. Love it, guys. Thanks for fun. I really enjoy those. Okay.
We really did. Yeah, so Orson Landing Zone. So there's going to be 3 areas. There's going to be August Dunlow Spaceport, Cloudview Center,
Okay.
and Providence Industrial Platform. So Cloudview Center is going to be the hab area, and kind of probably the hospital area and like the shops and whatnot, and then Providence Industrial Platform where they build the spaceships, which is going to be super cool. They wanted to have a theme park type, like a large car manufacturing plant tour feeling. And there's going to be areas where large ships come in to drop off raw materials. These areas here are actually some of the thrusters. So they'll be accessible down from these ladders. And so the way that they were describing it is that there's kind of a neutral buoyancy area in the Crusader atmosphere and gravity, so that it's semi-neutral, but they do have to maintain their levels. So all the platforms have big thrusters that keep them in position, which I thought was very cool. So
does that mean if you jump off, then you just float down until you reach the neutral buoyancy part and then just stop?
If you have a neutral buoyancy something, so like there are escape pods and they have neutral buoyancy fields or something. I don't know what it's probably a certain level of density versus buoyancy in the atmosphere, kind of like a dirigible or something. I don't know. We don't have a lot of detail science.
I didn't think the escape pods would be actually usable. I just thought that was there for more purposes. But
well, maybe.
Probably not.
I mean, yeah. I mean, nothing's going to happen to them. Maybe. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if they made them real and something happened?
Yes, if there was a Van Duel attack and
there would be no point.
A thruster failed and started falling.
That's a lot of work.
That makes me hope that they make that into an event. The Van Duel attack there, just watch the escape pods exploding out.
Yeah. Wow.
So the thrusters that keep it up in the air, they fire periodically, right? I wonder if we're going to actually experience that as a force effect when we're walking around Orison.
Actually be very, very cool.
Like we're in an elevator and suddenly the whole zone just pops their knees quick.
Right.
I wonder if they do actually move or if they really set in place, because they've got to kind of maintain relation to each other. I don't know. It'll be interesting. We're all super excited for this. This is one of the most exciting things we've been looking forward to. they wanted to have a sense of vertigo from being suspended in the clouds with nothing below you. Yeah, it's just the detail and the scale of these platforms is just amazing. I hope we get a lot of area that we can walk around and explore so that we're not very limited. And I would have spent a lot of time walking around.
I feel like they're going to give us a lot of real estate that we can wander around on. I mean, they're not going to put this much effort into it and not let us, get lost and cause trouble.
And there's apparently a tour shuttle too, so they'll actually give you a tour, and it kind of narrates the info. That's where I got a bunch of that information from.
Oh, that would be cool.
So some of that information I was trying to remember. It's like I was watching the Inside Star Citizen again last week, and there was a bunch of information that I had in my head that wasn't in there. It's like, where did this come from? Do you ever have those moments? So somebody had done a data mining of the audio file of the shuttle tour, and I was listening to that over the weekend. So that's where I got some of that data from. So that's leaked information. Sorry.
I'm sure
this is just exciting.
It is. It really is. I'm sure, like New Babbage, there's lots of doors and elevators and things that are locked off to us for now. But as they progress in the game, they'll add more and more to these landing zones.
As they build out more of the building interiors and areas. Yes.
I just wonder how much player housing on this on Horizon is going to go for whenever it does go on sale.
I assume that it's going to have various levels from basic habs to penthouses, and penthouses will be expensive. Because they did talk about that.
As long as the penthouse comes with a private dock for your $890, I'm okay with that.
It should. That covers everything on Star Citizen Live, Stim.
All right. Okay. Moving on to the next one.
No, that was Inside Star Citizen. Now we're going on to Star Citizen Live Theaters of War.
All right.
So this was exciting to get some information on.
So what do you think? I mean, I had a chance to play Theaters of War during CitizenCon 2018.
That's right.
Which was, now it was very early days, but just the fact that we could get in there, it felt like a LAN party, sitting down with, how many computers were there? There may have been 40. Like it was fantastic. I can't remember how many people were actually playing in the same map, but it was so great. You had the various phases and stages going through, kind of gated in a way, but it was just so well done. To hear about how it's improving is just fantastic. It's one of those that has so much potential, and it's very much in the feeling of more recent sort of Battlefront, where you really have to work as a team with people rather than just run in there on your own, guns a-blazing, try and do it. It's very tactical. So just
Lillian has redeemed all hosts need to take a drink. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
And baby.
We have a cat.
Aww. What's his or her name?
Giselle. She was a grand champion show cat in her youth, and now she has retired with her favorite new old cat lady. Honey. She's a French chartreuse.
So how was your experience playing it at the time? And performance was good because it was on a LAN essentially, right?
Yeah.
I mean, fairly good.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how sort of closed the operation was, but it was great as a volunteer. I was able to help set up all the computers, get that going. They're working on very nice setups. They had some very, very sharp people at CIG networking all the PCs together. So it was really well put together. It was quite smooth. That was one of the things I noticed right away. Is it was not choppy. It was a very nice, smooth experience. It really had that feeling of playing, on a local LAN with everybody together. At the time, because it's built upon the Star Marine engine, it's very much a smaller game. The base code doesn't have to deal with physics grids like ships sticking to other ships or vehicles, inside other vehicles, or at least didn't have to at the time. I don't know what it has to do now, but it was a really playable experience and a lot of fun, especially with everybody there and being riled up in the moment of seeing something new and working as a team. in the same room. I think, if you're on comms, if you're in Discord, you're connected to your team, you're using voice over IP, or you're connected on some sort of a team server working together, it could be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, very very exciting that they're seeing so many improvements. So performance was doubled from the first playtest to the second playtest, and they're seeing more increases in performance all the time. It seems like really what they're working on now is polishing and some of the cinematics, which I thought was interesting. In that they were saying that they're working on the outro cinematics. So for scenario 1, it's all on the planet. They have a fully rendered planet. So if you wanted to, you can get in a ship and you could fly around the entire planet if you wanted to in the 30 minutes that you have. You wouldn't be able to fly around the entire planet because it takes too long. But they are fully rendering a whole planet, and it takes place in one area. And they said that they're using a microtech type planet, and so it's more ground centric FPS, vehicles, low level ships, and that sort of thing. And the ending of that is blowing up the satellite dish that I guess controls something with the space station. And they've got a big cinematic that they're working on for that. So it seems like a lot of what they're working on is really just kind of final polish in these cinematics and things. So hopefully that means that they're getting closer towards completing this. They did talk about the Firesprite partnership, and that they've been working with Firesprite since the very beginning on this. So this would have been at least early 2019 because STEM tested in the end of 2019. So
2018.
they're still the primary team. No,
sorry, who's Firesprite?
2019 STEM.
It was 2019. Okay, yeah, you're right.
A consulting company, games developer.
They all blend together.
Oh, okay.
Point.
Thank you.
Yes, so Firesprite is a company that specializes in FPS games and level design and that sort of thing. So CIG is contracted with them. There are 10 people on the Firesprite staff that essentially are contracted to work just on Theaters of War. But I thought it was also interesting that they said that they were working on Arena Commander and Star Marine. And they're tasked with keeping those working, and they don't work worth a damn, so they're not doing their job. Star Marine is terribly broken. It's very annoying.
It's probably quite hard to keep for an external team to keep those things running well when the core engine is moving so fast. And
that could be some of it in trying to keep these modules up to date when their primary focus is Theaters of War, and the game code is constantly changing every 3 months. So yeah, and it's a challenge, but I wish that they could actually at least get Star Marine working to a sustainable level, at least minimally, so it wasn't
even if they just set it back and it just played like it did a year ago, and they just don't update it for a while, just to give us something to do.
Yeah, but like Starlette saying, like the engine that they're playing on now is changed so significantly from last year that they've got.
And that was kind of my point. If they rolled back to when it was stable and just left it alone.
Yeah, but then the next question becomes, okay, well, if everything is updated like it is in the persistent universe, if it's not working in there, then that means it's not working in the persistent universe, and so it's just things pertaining to the modules. I don't know. It's frustrating because it would be nice to have an FPS module because FPS is so difficult in the persistent universe. Just really pretty frustrating.
So nobody likes surprise FPS in the game.
Do you ever play in Star Marine?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, it's like you said, the gameplay isn't as good right now, so
just too broken. Yeah, it's.
I like the aspect where you can go jump into like not quite 0G, but jump from one section to another and re-enter and all that. That
yeah,
was
that Damien Station, I think.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Did we get that Zixel had redeemed that all hosts need to, or a host needs to do a toast of their choice?
No, we did not. Actually, we missed that one. So who would like to toast to something?
I think you just were voluntold, Dorian. when you ask other people, I think it makes it so that you're pointing like one finger forward and three back. So I think you have to do a toast.
Sure. Well, I would like to toast to have well, I was going to leave it up to possibly one of our guests would like to toast to something, but I'm toasting to Starlette and Dorian finally being on the show, and good friends from our yacht club community. Great to hang out with you, because this is our weekly hangout, and we love to share it with everybody in chat and everybody who gets to come on our show. And MaidenAriana, having you on again is fantastic. Just good to have our weekly bar citizen with our friends.
I will cheers to that. Well said, Jordan.
Drink to that.
Cheers.
Thanks for having us.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Hi, Spectre. Hi, Shauzen. I miss you, Zaddy.
And thanks for prompting that, Zixel. Sorry for being late.
I thought it was also interesting. So they're also focused on bringing in new features like medical, reviving characters in combat, and tractor beams, and mounted guns and trolleys into Theaters of War. So a bunch of things that are still upcoming that aren't in yet. So that kind of leads me to believe that we're not really that close to getting Theaters of War, even though they've been working on it for.
I'm guessing that's why the tank's coming, right? And I'm guessing that's what the DMT was for. And they're doing a ground vehicle physics update, and I expect that would be waiting for that too. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, lots of ground vehicle balancing. And the talk, which is super exciting. They're in final polish on that.
Oh, really?
I'm really regretting selling mine or upgrading it from something to something else.
I'm starting to regret that I never got one. It's like, especially now that I've been playing World of Tanks. Like,
is it a loaner for anything?
No.
No.
There's no bigger tongue. It's a loaner for.
Yeah,
I have a tonk in buyback, and when the tonk came out, they did like a VIP land package with LTI that was like $700 with a crazy amount of land vehicles, and I have that in my buyback too. So I'm kind of excited to get those out of buyback at some point.
Pratchett says buy them in game.
Yeah, they're so cheap in game right now. It seems wasteful to apply that credit to vehicles, but that might change. Maybe reputation will make it more difficult.
Yeah, eventually they'll be more expensive, and like I don't know. Do I need?
Yeah, I was going with the assumption that the tonk is going to definitely be a reputation purchase, and it's probably going to be influenced by Squadron 42, but we don't know how much faction grinding we're going to have to do once we complete Squadron 42 at whatever level of. Because I think they indicated that you can successfully complete the game, but still come out with less faction than somebody else based off the choices you make along the way. So, we still have a lot of unknown on that.
Yeah, how well you perform there. There's future reputation and what's going to be gated by that and influenced by that is going to be a big question. Pratchett's very emphatic about ground vehicles should be bought in game, and a lot of people talk about that. The current ground vehicle pricing is extremely cheap. I've actually done a spreadsheet where we compare the cash value in UEC to what the in-game prices are, and it's actually a negative. So they're actually cheaper than the cash value of UEC, which UEC is incredibly deflated currently compared to what it really should be. If you start looking at the value of ships in UEC, if you're looking at 5,000 UAC for $5. Smaller ships are a very small multiple, like maybe 2, 3, 5 times the cash value, and you get into larger ships, it might be like 20 times the cash value, and then vehicles are actually negative, so they're actually less than the cash value in UEC, which is deflated. In future, that's all going to be recalibrated, and these prices are going to be far higher than they are now. So yeah, if you just want to play with it now, that's fine. It is still going to be discounted versus what it will be in game in the future. So a tonk is not going to be that cheap in the future. And
sell your vehicles, buy a Javelin.
Larger vehicles are always a better investment because they're going to be a higher multiple of in-game value. Definitely. I don't disagree with that. And that covers Star Citizen Live. Actually, and several people mentioned that it was not Star Citizen Live, that was Calling All Devs. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Bad notes.
Okay, so then after the calling all devs, there was the roadmap roundup. So, I haven't had a chance to dive into it. Let's do that together.
Me neither. Haven't seen it.
Yeah, so that came out today. Every 2 weeks on Wednesday, which is great for our show. It comes and Jake Acapella, who is in charge of this, is getting it out mid-afternoon. So we got plenty of time to
that'll be great.
digest it and review it. And
what's the news on the Banu Merchantman?
So it is in production.
Wow.
It actually, so it has been in concepting and it goes into full artwork, probably white box, I guess, or we're not sure exactly what the stage is, but it starts in June. So next month goes into the production pipeline. Banu Merchantman.
That's really weird because they said it was coming after the Polaris. So,
yeah, it's a big ship. It's going to be in production for a while. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I expect it to be more than a year in production. They had said that the Polaris was going to be starting at the end of the year. I didn't expect them to start on the Banu Merchantman this early. I expect it's going to be definitely more than a year. Quinn says it's still in concept on the tracker. Where they're in concepting. It's with the concept team, and the art team starts in June, July. So with the next patch,
that's going to be also extremely exciting for everyone. It's character level hype, right?
Oh yeah, for the BMM
easily.
Next most anticipated ship by far.
It's wonderful to get news about it, only because we haven't heard anything about it in such a long time. But I wouldn't get excited, honestly, about that right now, because it entering into production, I think it'll have a very, very long production cycle, and probably many, many cycles before it actually comes out. They really want to get that one right. It is the flagship of the Banu race, which is so important. There's so much lore behind it and how it works. So the whole trading concept, I mean, obviously they can have it out before trading comes in. By trading, I mean like negotiation rooms. That sorry, they don't have the negotiation room anymore. It's the bazaar. It's having shops on it. I mean, there's so much to that.
They might not come out at launch though. Like, the carrack doesn't have its drone bay or its repair bay. Then that's okay.
I feel like for the Banu ships, once they start on the Merchantman, they're going to have to do a whole lot of design book for Banu aesthetics, period. What buildings, architecture, their art. I feel like there's going to have to be a lot of that developed for them to really flush out the design of the ship.
And that's one of the things about the ship pipeline is always based on their design libraries, and they create and expand their design libraries usually from smaller ships and then working up to larger ships. And so we have a very, very good insight into their processes or how do you pronounce it, Stem? Processes?
If you come from the US, especially sort of East Coast, it's a process. Like PRAHCESS. If you come from anywhere else in the world, it's a process.
Process.
So their process is starting from smaller ships. So with Origin, they went to the 300 series and redesigned, created the design library, and then they were going to go to the 890, and then they said, okay, well, we're going to do an intermediate size ship first, and they introduced the 600. And so with that, it was a ship half the size of the 890, and they took a year to design that in I wouldn't say it's a super complicated design style, but it's very different from all the other previous design styles. And they've described that where before everything was very utilitarian or militaristic. And this was the first time that they had to design something that was more leisure focused and more experiential. And so they really struggled with it, and they're going to completely redesign the 600 because they don't feel they did a very good job with it. And it took them a year to do the 600. And then from the 600 release, it took them a year on the 890. And so this is something that I watched.
So Mad Stellic redeemed that you stop monologuing.
Sorry, done.
Well, I would like to tag
You won't learn
along
any more
on
about
that
the ship pipeline.
just to
Sorry,
say that
Jordan.
when they're doing the design books for like Origin and Anvil and for all the ship manufacturers, we already know the aesthetic for humanity. But for the Banu, we just haven't seen any of their architecture and art and the things that would influence how they design their ships. So I feel like they have to put a lot of that in. They have to create that before they can actually get too far into the ships, or at least have some outlines.
We only have a Defender, right? That's so far.
Yeah, I feel like the Defender is probably going to get tweaked a little, not massively so, but I feel like there are going to be some design updates on that.
Yeah, could be.
I could be wrong, but that's just my guess.
Jordan, go ahead.
I just hope you can serve your friends drinks on your merchantman.
I'm waiting for someone to redeem the restart the monologue.
Sorry,
MaidenAriana, what was that?
Jordan is saying in channel, please help. I need to monologue. Somebody redeem. Please help. Jordan monologue.
Go ahead, Maiden.
Just the merchantman, the fact that it's going to be a like a floating hangout, just a movable one rather than just having to go somewhere like at one of the bars on one of the planets or anything like that. I just hope that there's in those marketplaces it gets that same feel where you're visiting a location and then having your friends from your org just show up and hang out on the ship while it travels.
I don't understand how you're going to let people on your ship and it's going to be secure. If you let people on your ship today, things don't usually turn out that well.
There will be secure areas, and so that and thank you everybody for allowing me to renew my little monologue, because this is a passionate area for me. Thanks, Tim. So as far as the ship pipeline, we have a very, very, very good insight into their processes with the 890, because that is going to be very similar to what we see with the Banu Merchantman. It's going to be capital sized. They have to be. It's got to be a 200-meter ship in that range to be able to have its cargo, which John Crew confirmed recently, just a few months ago, where some people haven't heard very much about it, but they have made comments about it. And John Crew did say that it's not going to lose any of its cargo, so it's still going to have a large cargo capacity. It's always had the negotiation room, and it's also had the bazaar. So to have all of these, it's got to be 890 sized. And so to do a ship that large with that many different interior spaces with a completely unique art style, like Starlette was saying, this is going to take them a long time to work through, and not having a smaller intermediate size ship between the Defender, which took them a long time. If you remember the Defender release, kept getting pushed back several months as they revisited the Defender and Banu style guide, and so they have the basic textures down, but this is a capital ship. So I expect at least a year, and then once we get to the end of that they're going to keep reworking that so that they don't have to go back and redo it again like they're having to do with the 600. And who knows, they might decide it's like, maybe we should do an intermediate Banu ship. And I've been saying that for potentially a year or more, that it would make sense for them to do something in between so that they flesh out more of larger interior rooms, because the Defender has almost nothing.
I wonder if we'll get something more boxy that has more internal space but smaller wings.
A Banu Volvo?
Oh, and Starlette, to your point about the interior security, we're going to get eventually someday interior access controls. So, and they talked about that with the privateer, actually, where people will only have access to certain areas and they'll not be able to go further into the ship.
Is that a security blade thing?
Something to do with security and ship access, yes. I also want the Xi'an cargo ship, Smithy Joe. I will buy that instantly.
I want a Xi'an science and research ship. I seriously would risk going to jail to get one.
Yeah. So you've been
Gretchen wants me to do a hot tub monologue.
you've been missing what's been going on in chat here. We had people voting for you to start and people voting for you to stop. We ended up with 5 of 5. You had 5 votes to go, and then we finally arrived at 5 to stop. But you had finished at that point, so it was perfect.
Thanks, everybody. And sorry to everybody else. Sorry to the rest of you.
It was an important monologue. This is a passionate subject.
Yes.
Ships are my jam.
Looking forward to the merchantman. It's going to be nice. And it's probably going to be the top tier ship for planet-side cargo, I guess.
Yes, and that's why I got it. I have zero interest in the Bazaar, none whatsoever. I won't even use it probably ever. It was before the Kraken the largest planet-capable landing cargo ship that was available, and that's why I got it, because I like cargo and I don't like exterior cargo ships.
T-Nice, can we do a poll for all of those that have one, want one, or don't want one? Yeah.
Do you own a Bandy Merchantman? Do you not own one? Do you want one?
And do you not want one?
You know, I'm one of those people. I don't really want one, but I feel like I should have one.
You know, so I bought one because I knew it was going to go up in price in a massive way, because everyone just assumed it was going to grow like crazy. But I do like the idea that it'll be one of the largest sort of cargo carrying ships that you can actually land on a planet, go planet side. The whole store thing, I will say that some of the most fun I've ever had playing a video game was Ultima Online, where I would go and buy, mine ingots and make weapons and put them into the storefront in a house that I had bought in the game. And then I'd come back and say, ooh, what have people bought that I've made? So that was a lot of fun, but I don't know if I see myself doing that in Star Citizen.
I kind of picture it as, this is going back, I don't know how many people have played EverQuest, but going back 20 years, the Bazaar in EverQuest with all the player stores. I feel like the BMM is going to be the EverQuest Bazaar for Star Citizen.
Yeah, along with the privateer.
There's not a category for owning 2 or more.
Yes, we kept it to 1.
Own 2 or more. That's like I have 2.
If you have more than 2, do you put in don't own 1?
Yeah.
You can't vote for both own 1 and want 1.
I was in Afterlife on Nathaniel Marr.
So 6 people don't even
have
want
a
one.
merchantman, but I'm more excited about the Corsair, to be honest.
Ooh, yeah. So the Corsair was also announced going into production. So
I think the Corsair is so ugly. I look at that and it looks like something the Reavers would put together from Firefly.
It looks so Star Wars.
I like.
Is it the asymmetry of it, or?
I like the asymmetry. I like the fact too. If you look at the specs on the RSI site, which may or may not be correct, but the mount points on there are very impressive. So
I don't understand the sideways facing turrets, though.
What was that?
Do you like big guns?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, Starlette, what was that? Sorry,
I don't understand the side facing turrets. At least they can point forward.
They said that they will not be able to point forward, I believe. They said they'll be limited to only be side.
That sounds super helpful.
Well, because it's super OP, because there are 4 size 5 forward-facing guns, which is massively OP on a ship of this size. Massively.
I see. So it's so highly powered that you don't need those turrets.
Exactly. So there's 4 size 5s, so that's 1 more than the 600 has, in a more maneuverable ship, forward-facing. So they don't want to have 4 more size 4 guns facing forward. So they were going to artificially keep those from facing directly forward.
Why does an Explorer have so many guns?
Because it's not a pirate ship.
It's not a pirate ship. Okay, good. Got it.
It's officially not a pirate ship.
It does look so unique, and I'm not a fan of Drake, but I can see why you like it. Yeah,
it likes to explore the inside of other ships.
I don't like Drake either, but I think it's a very cool looking ship, and it has
Yeah,
big
looking
guns.
at it now, I can see the Star Wars vibe for it, but my first impression, I don't know. I guess I'm
It's
an
great.
elitist. If it's not an Endeavor or an 890, get the fuck out of my face.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah.
Carl
Yeah,
Pigeon
that-
said
that-
that for exploring the uncharted hull of another ship.
Yes, yes. Look at that. There's 4 guns just on the one side.
Yeah, there's so many guns.
In EVE Online, what was the
size
name?
are they?
Minmatar. That was the
Oh,
the
from
race.
Eve.
From
Yeah.
Eve, yeah.
Was that the Griefer ship?
No, it's the style of ship that they
Minmatar
had.
was the Drake. It looked like shit was, hot glued and duct taped together.
No, the Drake was my favorite. That was a missile boat. The Drake was a
Drake was Caldari.
Caldari, thank you. Yeah, it was one of my favorite.
Yeah.
So I really like that. But this one reminds me of like a Minmatar ship. I mean, it's obviously not the same, but it has that kind of, guns a-blazing, low technology sort of connection. It's not really a fair comparison, but if you were to compare them.
Bubble Brianna says, blow the wing off and all guns go bye-bye. Easy.
That is a good point.
So
No,
that's kind
Not
of
all
its
guns,
its
there's
balance
4
right there.
guns right on the fuselage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's also the one on the other wing.
The
port
guns
side.
on the sides, are those turrets?
Yes.
Okay.
So the two on the sides are side facing. I don't know if they're manned turrets or remote turrets.
They look manned. They look broadside.
Yeah, that might be the.
Just weld the tonk to the top and you're good.
Curative says that the 4 size 5s are on the nose of the ship.
Wow.
So there's 2 on the
4
bottom.
size 5s? That's pretty hefty.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping. I hope that's true.
You see the 2 size 5s on either side of the bridge, and then there's 2 on the bottom in a. I don't know if that's a remote turret or if that's a.
It almost looks
what
like
do you call
landing gear.
Gimbaled.
There they are. You can see them better in that one. They're all firing.
Yes, yeah. So the stuff on the wings are not actually the
Oh,
weapons.
those are missiles.
Stuff on the nose.
It looks like those are missiles launching from those.
Swift Joe says it's a canard turret, but is it a turret or is it gimbaled guns for the pilots? If they're separate for a remote turret, then that kind of changes things. Because everybody wants to have a single ship with 2 big guns, kind of like the battle yacht.
Or just one great big gun like the Ares.
Starlette saying that the Connie's limited 2 size 5s and 2 gimbaled size 4s. They said that they may be changing that in the future. The problem that they have is with the metrics and a size 5 on the bottom nacelles don't allow it to land. So they mean to try to change that in the future, but it may not be. But still a pretty good loadout on the Connie. And the Connie is designed to be a small cargo gunship.
So
yeah.
What did they say about the Santok Yai? Did that go into production?
Also is going into production. I didn't see what dates, but yeah. So the Santok Yai, the Vulture, as well. So our first salvage ship.
That'll be good.
Small salvage ship.
So Santok Yai has gone into building, balancing, and implementing a Poe's medium fighter, the Santok Yai, into the game.
Yeah, I'm very curious about the Santok Yai.
And that's the same as what they said for
I have a
Banner
couple of
Merchant
those in buyback. I'm really excited to see how it plays, but I'm hoping it doesn't feel as flimsy as
Cartual?
I can't remember. Yeah, I'm hoping it. The Cartu looks fantastic, but I get in it and I feel like I'm in a glider. It's just very light.
I know people have heard it all before, but I really feel like we're getting some momentum this year, and I think PU will look quite different by 2022.
I agree. There's a lot of stuff coming this year. And just in the first patch, 313 has had a lot of stuff.
Server meshing, please.
Right.
Yeah, we all need server meshing for sure.
Let's go.
So two other things on the roadmap were really cool. Vehicle door improvements, which also includes ramps aligning to terrain. So,
thank God.
Is that not one of the biggest quality of life items ever?
I'm
Oh
just
my
going to
freaking
reconnect.
god!
Shenanigans won't be the same ever again if once ramps align. I mean,
Yes, it's like we won't have to worry about.
how
not
are
being
we
able
going to
get back
unload
on
all
our
the
ships.
vehicles if the ramps work?
So does that mean the ramp will come down further or less depending upon the level of the terrain? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and I'm
Ramp or
guessing
the
it might
elevator?
angle a little too.
I wonder about that. I
don't
doubt
know if
it.
it'll angle, but it'll definitely go up or down because right now, it's never right, and the Carrack is nearly impossible to get it to be correct to any terrain.
I don't know if I want to see them, play with the angle of it. I mean, it could be it could make things a bit easier, but at the same time, it might make it too easy. It's like you kind of want to get rewarded with a good landing. Do you know what I mean? In order to have a nice, easy roll up.
Yeah, it's not too easy. I mean, it's not gonna be massively drastic, but even if you just get like 5 meters variation in there, would be tremendous. Because right now, if you're 2 meters off the ground, I mean that's a person height, and it's like you can't get on there, and
You break your legs.
Basically, any improvement will be welcome.
Yes.
Yes, this is true.
So one of those things. So we're tier 0 ramps right now, and then also life support tier 0, oxygen generators and management of life support systems. So that's interesting.
That's very exciting. So they say it entails a ship component that generates air when turned on, and a management of said life support component within the vehicle loadout manager. Interesting. So that's whether.
Does that mean they'll turn off immutability on the room system so the air will start flowing?
No more 50 people on an 890.
Yeah, if your component is damaged or not on there.
It's designed to have large groups, though. So that's the thing. Some ships are not designed to have a lot of people, and some ships are. So
I wonder if tier 0 will. Do you think tier 0 will have the limitation to the number of people? And do you think we'll have, I mean, like obviously over time, yes, it will, because they've mentioned that. We'll also have an idea of probably a gauge of some kind of how much time we have if we're over crewed, right? So it might say, your remaining support time is going down or something like that, but obviously not tier 0.
Yeah. They had talked about different levels of atmospheric production and consumption. So with our personal actor system, we have a certain amount of consumption, and if you have 20 people that consume a certain amount of oxygen per minute, and you are producing that amount of oxygen per minute with your generators within that space in that room, then you'll be okay. But if you have more people in that room than you're generating, then you're gonna be degrading the amount of oxygen that's available for all of those people.
I like it. Flame says, on a cutlass, you get a bottle of oxygen and a 12-volt fan.
Yeah. Shousen said, I just realized what it is. Jordan is the king of yacht-splaining.
That's a new thing for sure. Oh, I love it.
Yacht-splaining is true.
Yeah.
But so somebody was asking today, will there be different sizes of generators? Which I would assume that would be the case. So from like size 0, 1, 2, 3 generators in each area.
Are you taking power generators, or are you talking life support systems?
Oxygen, life support systems.
Like oxygen scrubbers.
Yeah.
Right. So like for the 890, where you see, in the commercial, you see 50, 60 people in the atrium in a party, you've got to have a massive sized oxygen generator because it is designed to handle large groups of people. Now, if you go back and you look at the Caterpillar, where it's designed as a cargo ship, and people say it's like, well, I'm going to use it as a troop transport, and I'm going to fill it with 500 troops, and because they can just spill out the sides. Like, well, you're not going to have atmosphere and environmental systems to support 500 troops.
Although the Caterpillar does have a troop module roomer, right? Possibly a bad example, but I understand the point you're making. It's correct. Yeah.
So that may have to come with one of these processors. And just one more thing to say, it's not just generating oxygen. You also have to clean up whatever gases are left behind through respiration. So you need to actually process the air not just
process.
Whatever, man. I'm so screwed up with that because I work, with mid Eastern.
These illiterate
Dorian, you're
Americans.
throwing him off of his schedule.
It's hard to process American English.
Right.
This kind of makes me excited at the thought, though, because if you want to, Starlette shows up with her javelins, and suddenly a bad guy comes in and wrecks all of her oxygen scrubbers, and those 80 crew members are now screwed.
Yeah.
Flight suits, helmets.
Well, and that's a very important thing.
And
Is
finally the oxypens too.
Oxypens, yeah.
Oxypens
You
are important.
finally actually need them because right now you don't even ever use them. So.
Repair
Yeah, I
tools.
never use. I used to use those a lot more when I spent time on the planets, but you don't go through it fast enough. And
You use it if you're on an MSR turret.
I love the opposite part of it, which is if there's a big area on fire, you just vent it to space, so let all the oxygen leave the ship. That's so neat.
But that's a really good point about going into combat. I've always told people it's like, and so that brings up like the Valkyrie, where the whole interior area can be vented out to space. Like if you're going into combat, everyone should suit up into their environmental suits and helmets, and that's just kind of like common procedure. And if you don't, you're kind of like stupid.
It is weird in the Valkyrie that they don't have atmosphere around the bedding, like around the banks. It's a bit odd, but
you're not going to open the ship unless you're in an area where you're in atmosphere, either in atmosphere on a planet, loading or unloading, or if you're if you're going to be in a non-atmosphere area like on a station, then you're going to have to put on your environmental suit and a helmet. It's not it's not really a comfort passenger ship. It's like it's a assault dropship. So most of your crew is intended to be either in combat or heading towards combat.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'll take the Prowler.
I was gonna say, yeah, the Prowler.
Now I'm curious if like electronic warfare, if one of the things that those ships will be able to do is hack into a ship and shut off life support or sabotage life support. I'm really excited at all this gameplay. It makes me want to go misbehave.
There's so much coming.
Is that just an idea, or is that something I've talked about?
Never been talked about.
Okay. My understanding of electronic warfare was about faking targets and that kind of thing.
We have no idea how deep CIG will let it go.
Yeah.
I feel like if we put the idea in Chris's head, he will make it so.
Dorian, if you reset your stream coming through, that'll clear up your coloration. There's some issues going on there.
Turning 3D.
Yeah, you're going purple.
I'm colorful. Unless it's offending people, I'm fine.
All good.
You look very colorful. I like it, actually.
All right, so I think we're done with the roadmap.
Yes.
So moving on to the monthly report. What are the top things there? Joran, go ahead.
I made some notes.
And you've got video
AI
too.
security. Pictures.
Images.
The most exciting picture.
I haven't made any notes. I haven't prepared. I haven't even read it.
All good.
You have?
No, it hasn't.
I haven't. It's like, it came out while you were sleeping. You just woke
up.
What
a great picture.
So this is the newest picture of Crusader clouds.
Wow.
Look how Crusader's gonna look.
Oh wow.
That's more detailed than I expected.
It almost looked like smoke rings.
Stunning.
All clouds.
Wow.
Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that.
You can see the 3D texturing,
Yeah.
It really has that depth.
Yes.
That topography.
I like that the horizon is also slightly uneven.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you can fly right through them, right? And that they're like Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that it feels like you're flying through real clouds,
Well, there's going to be a refueling aspect to it as well.
If you're in a Starfire and you're collecting hydrogen, you'll be able to refuel more.
That looks wonderful. That looks really, really good. They've done a great job. Assuming that's in game. assuming it's not.
We just
an
need to
artist
buy more
profession.
ships so they can keep making this magic happen.
Yeah, so I mean, this is supposedly in engine, and it's just absolutely stunning. And the first thing that I do is jump into the monthly report and look for whatever new cool picture of the next thing that they're working on, and this was the one from this month. Just absolutely stunning.
So we'll see this in 3.14, right?
Yes, this is the pipe patch. We're
Not that
2
far
months
away. 3
2
months.
months away, two and a half months away from it going to PTU. Two and a half months. Yes, it's right around the corner.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And
Yes.
3.13 might actually be working by then.
It works for some people. It's like the unfortunate thing
It'll
about
work for
Starship-
Mintaki by then, or Mintake, however you pronounce it.
one patch it works for a person, and one patch it works for a different person, and it's like kind of switch back and forth. It's unfortunate there. So they're also working on the AI for landing officers for hangars, landing zones, and capital ships.
Oh, praise Jesus!
Which is going to be interesting. We saw that motion capture animation years ago, where they were working on that for the Idris with the people on the deck and all that sort of thing. Orson is in the final art stages of production, so they're ready. They're heading for it. They also have a heavy focus on the colonial outposts, so I'm very excited to see those. Montreal is very focused on the new Montreal studio is very focused on polishing the hospitals. So those are coming out. So we'll get the first hospitals. I don't know if we're getting all the hospitals on ArtCorp, Lorville, and Microtech in 3.14, or if we're just getting the Orison Hospital. White Box was also completed for a highly anticipated ship due for release later in the year. So a little bit of a teaser there. They like to throw those in where we don't know what they're working on. Good night, Delmars. Glad you could join us, man.
Night, Delmars.
Good night.
Good night,
Later, Dal.
Great pictures, man.
Always. For cloud modeling, the artist can now specify a custom set of volume textures per planet to shape clouds, as not every planet has clouds resembling those on Earth. So the cloud tech seems like it's getting fairly advanced, and that this is something they'll be able to roll out to all of the planets with true volumetric clouds unique to each planet. That one statement right there got me super excited.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah. The clouds are going to make planets completely feel different. I can't wait. It'll be awesome.
I was trying to understand why in that picture it looks like there's some shapes, almost like smoke rings, where the clouds have been pushed away by something, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I see three of them.
Rectangular one there.
Yeah.
Some of them look like rivers almost. Between the clouds.
I wonder if they're going to do any atmospheric effects with planets where it's highly toxic and the clouds could be slightly acidic, so it damages the whole of your ship or something like that.
Wasn't that in the narrative for the Terrapin and the Endeavour cab? Yeah.
Yes.
Was it? Go into more acidic environments.
I think definitely. And it's I'm pretty darn sure they will, simply because Starlette, you were saying, they've kind of built that in. It's also part of the lore. They also talk about how when you go into atmosphere, you'll have, the effects really impact your ship. So, I wonder if they've worked. Don't some of them look like kind of corrosion going on? Some of the wear and tear. It's not just like wear and tear. It's like, things eating away at your hull and making it really bad and ugly.
I'm sure that's part of what's planned.
It's like a light acid peel for the hull of your ship. Your ship is getting a facial.
There will be some corrosive atmospheres. They've talked about that.
I already enjoy low flying on planets, and I think this is going to just double the experience.
Yes. And Rocket Elf says that one of the armor types is a hazardous environment type. Yes.
Is different from heat?
Yeah, no, I'm corrosive.
I see.
It's a future atmosphere we'll have someday.
I'm just excited for all the ways CIG is going to make us hurt.
You mean in terms of taxes, credit sinks, as they call them?
Complexity and danger. Yeah, and things that you have to plan for. And if you're going into a corrosive location, a hot environment, a cold environment, in any of these things. If you're
Gonna
going
pay to
someplace
be a
where
Boy
there's-
Scout in this game. Always be prepared.
Yes.
always be prepared. Yes. And I've been talking with several people about that here recently. Again, in that those of us that are playing the alpha now, and we're seeing all these things being implemented bit by bit, piece by piece, and we're understanding the fundamentals of all of these things. The people that are waiting for it to be live and be done, and it's like, oh, it's like I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to, I don't want to mess with the alpha. It's like I don't have the patience for it. This, that, the other. Once it's live, then I'll get into it. They're going to not understand a tiny fraction of the depth and complexity that is coming.
It's a steep learning
All
curve
of
for
us.
sure. Yeah.
And that it's a lot for all of us. Every new patch, as they're bringing these things in, there's a lot to learn and assimilate in one star system. And then once we get multiple star systems, and the ship systems, the physical inventory systems, the health systems, atmospheric, weapons, power, environmental, all of these things are going to create just an infinite amount of complexity that people are going to have a real challenge with when it goes live. And
there's going to be a
people,
learning curve for this game.
Yeah. So some people think it's going to be too much for some people. Stellic and I have had this conversation a lot. It's like, is there going to be too big a barrier to entry to people to be able to get into an experience and have fun?
No, because you don't need to know everything. You need to, what area of Star System do you want to enjoy? And you can just focus on that.
Well, and it's also going to really, this isn't a game intended to play solo, so that's going to really give you a huge incentive to join, an org or two to help you find your way, help you find your feet and figure out the gameplay that you're going to enjoy.
But also, if you think about when the universe is live, we're going to have lots and lots of star systems, and your starting system is going to be, you can choose a pretty safe star system where you've got not that many challenges. And so like with you think about World of Warcraft and starting out in Goldshire, all right, so it's not that dangerous, and you get you work your way up as from a noob in your Aurora or whatever your starting ship is, and you do all the local stuff, and there's going to be such a tremendous amount of content and ramping up gameplay, just like in every other MMO. From your starting area, you'll have a tremendous amount of things that you can do that are fairly simple, that won't require that level of complexity until you want to venture out into the universe. And then it's like, okay, well, it's like, you may spend months in your starting system exploring the content there. And then, okay, well, it's like, then you'll go into the next star system, and it might be slightly more challenging. And just like with an MMO and any of these other games, where there's incremental challenges, and like they've said, it's like easy to learn, difficult to master.
And that's the balance that we want as well, in order to get into the game, feel like we're accomplishing things, that we're able to do things, but then not immediately saying, oh, well, I've done that, I'll wait for the next bit of content to come out. It's the fact that it'll be deep as you grow and explore, learn to go to new places. I just want to recognize that if you have a look at the event list at the top next to the logo there, we've had and I don't know what was mentioned for all of those, but Karadef did a resub and gifted a sub. Dr. Shepard 1337 resubbed their number 4, and then Mystic Star donated $10, and I know we didn't recognize that one, so thank you very much, Mystic Star. That'll go towards.
Thanks, Mystic.
Very cool, guys.
Thanks for following.
So if you have questions about anything that we've covered, there is the link. Oh, I typed it wrong. I can't spell. Maybe. Question.
I like the last note. I like the last note. Link. Time in April was also dedicated to server meshing. Yay!
Yes. Oh, fantastic.
Right, so
well, aren't they devoting a little time to that every month, or not a little time, but
they are constantly. And they have teams that is their specific task that they're working on server meshing. that particular thing was nice to see. The sentence after that. The existing star hash logic, which is used for server object container streaming, was moved to the network module in preparation for a later move to a server meshing service. So, and there's all these kind of components of the technology that they're working on, and then that they have this server meshing service that all these are going to be migrated to and implemented in to create the overall server meshing service. This hospital bed room looks so cool. Look at that. That's
fantastic.
concierge level hospitals there, right there.
That is definitely a top tier bed right there.
Hope class Endeavor.
Could be.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I was thinking about, Dorian, was that you're going to have these flying hospitals and various levels of beds and whatnot, and I wonder if you'll have like special rooms for like VIP service.
Sponge bath will come free.
Yeah. So it's like you'll have your low tier beds, your high tier beds. If you need better service, how much you're willing to spend.
Yeah, my concern with
the
hospitals
and a bus ticket.
Yeah, my concern with the hospital Endeavor, and we've talked about this before, I know, is how are you going to keep your hospital secure with all these people respawning in it? What kind of mayhem can people get into? Even if they respawn and don't have a weapon on them, can they access systems that open doors that we don't want them opening?
Well,
Maybe you need security.
A couple of those things there. So during the Apollo release, they were talking about these medical aspects, and that the person who's needing to respawn can choose where they want to respawn. So if there's multiple hospital Apollos, Endeavors, planetary resources, they can choose which one they want to respawn at. And then on the receiving end, that hospital facility can choose whether or not they want to rescue that person.
Sure.
So it is a medical contract.
I know that they have that mechanic coming in. I'm just thinking more about, because I'm a little paranoid, maybe not to the extent Ed is, but I'm very, very close, and I expect spies everywhere. And so I'm thinking of all these people who don't look like they're sinister. They all the things match that should be there for me to want them on the ship. What happens when they get there and suddenly, they're doing things I didn't expect or want them to do, and they're shutting off life support, for example?
Well, that goes to that other security system. Go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say, Dorian, the thing that you need is a shocking gun to stun them, which also happens to be the next segment.
I need AI turrets with that. If you don't have the right ID card on you, you just get zapped, and then you get an aggressive sponge bath from a very hostile nurse.
There you go. They'll never come back, so that'll be good.
They may never leave.
Murder for Hire says that fighting in a hospital is a war crime. Your crime stat will go to level 12 unless you're already a bad pirate. They need heavy security. And if you do something like that, then that will affect your reputation, and you will never get service from any other hospital ever again. Right?
That could well be how it plays out. Yeah.
Yeah, and reputation is going to be everything, significantly everything.
So moving on.
This is so exciting. I'm getting overstimulated thinking about it.
All good. Well, what happened for the rest of the week?
It's rigged.
And that brings us to the end of all of our hot topics, guys. What happened for the rest of the week? Well, we had a new jump point that ended up coming out. I'm not going to show anything about that, but the feature on the front page is the docking with the Merlin and the P-72, which is great. There's a newsletter sneak peek, which we have seen already, which is, of course, the Space Whale plushie. Do we know where that is? Do we have any idea where that would be?
Probably somewhere in Orison.
Yeah.
And I got to read Mystic's comment. Dorian wants the pleasure of giving the sponge baths. You decide if you want to be on the receiving end.
But if you're not attractive, don't worry about it. I'm totally not going to do it.
Talking about attractive things, check out the subscriber promotions. Aren't those helmets
nice segue?
Sexy.
Stim is really good at these dead segues.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten a lot better over the last couple of years. I will give him props
I
for
need
that.
different
They
types
used to
because
be really awkward.
all I do is say, speaking of the last thing you said, look at this new thing. I need some new material.
Oh my God.
Isn't there a
Go ahead.
droid in Star Wars that looks very similar?
Yes, that's what Quinn just said. It looks like General Grievous.
That's
Yes.
it. That's
Well
it. Yes,
said.
yes, yes.
General Grievous helmet. Oh my
It's a
God!
cross
General
between
Grievous.
Ant-Man and Grievous.
That is so General Grievous right there. Yeah, and Ant-Man.
General Grievous. Let's find some images there.
Yeah, I don't know that I would actually really wear this. Like I think they're very
like
cool.
The white one. Yeah, I kind of like the white
The white
one.
one's kind of cool. Is the white one we have to spend money for? Probably.
I think the black and brown one is the one you have to buy. I think.
I kind of like that.
Let
one
me check
too.
my hanger.
So going back
It's
and
just the
forth.
bits on the sides that remind me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the black and tan one is the one you have to buy. The white and red come
kind
with.
of that, yeah, it's that kind of shape and those things on the side. It's very General Grievous. Somebody was seriously inspired by General Grievous there.
See that?
Well, I'm guessing there are some Star Wars fans there.
What was that, MaidenAriana?
For the red one, I kind of see the Ferengi ship in Star Trek. If you take the off.
Yes, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I totally see that too.
The original Genesis Starliner totally made me think of a Ferengi spaceship.
Huh. Yeah.
Also, Ultron from Marvel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well said.
They've been mixing up the helmets lately, haven't they? Adding some more variety.
Sorry about the white
I
light
think it's
there.
pretty cool. There's a lot that I don't like, but yeah, I mean, it's like they come up with a lot of interesting things that appeal to different people. It's not always going to be something for everyone. I used to get really kind of torqued over some of the really shitty stuff they came out with, but now that I've actually gotten a few things that I liked, it's like, all right, so I got a few things I liked, other people don't like, other stuff I don't like, other people like.
Got to have some variety.
Yep.
Yeah, after the Big Benny swag, it got kind of dry there for about a year.
Yeah, it is a very, very diverse universe already in pre-alpha. I mean, that's what's so cool is that as early as we are in this development process, the range of FPS weapons, of spaceships, of armors is just it's incredible. I think there's more than in a lot of other games already. I don't play very many other games. What about y'all that play other games?
What's the
for
question?
FPS weapons, armors, variety of styles of weapons and armors. I mean, ships are ships. We got
the NMOs generally have a lot of armor, but that's a core part of their gameplay, right? So
yeah. But compared to how many we have at this very early stage, it feels like it's fairly comparable to a lot of the MMOs out there.
Once we get the obligatory crossbow in the game, then we can say that.
I'm still waiting for a lightsaber to accidentally happen.
That'd be cool.
Waiting for a laser axe.
Or an axe, period, actually. A really good, solid melee weapon.
Dagger's not enough for you?
Well, it's small and handheld. I'm thinking something, very, what is it, the Batleth or whatever for Klingons. I'm thinking something big and hefty. Something that you can't hide in your pocket.
Well, we've seen those lances that the Vanduul have. So
that would be cool.
Yeah, so
I wonder if we can loot those from them. That would be cool.
Well, yeah, of course. And that there's people that are going to be out there collecting those and then selling them in their bandit merchantmen bazaars. So there's going to be somebody who that's what they're known for. Their bandit merchantmen is exotic weapons. And you go to them, and they're charging a fortune. It's all right. It's like 200,000 UEC for a Vanduul lance. It's like, I'll take it. Fuck it.
3,000 gold.
I wouldn't put it past the Vanduul though to put something in that you have to have Vanduul DNA to hold it, or like nails explode through your hands or something.
Yeah.
They gotta let us play with it.
Speaking of we have the Invictus launch week coming up. Best segue
There's
ever.
a lot of in that.
The Invictus launch week. Here's the video for it. So good.
Yeah, it looks so good. It's so exciting. It's
And everything, and with COVID and not much traveling happening and everything, I really look forward to this. I took some time off work for Invictus this time, which I didn't do last year.
Good for you. Yeah, these are the things that we all look forward to as nerds. The big events. It's like Super Bowls and whatnot. Like
but better. This is important.
Exactly.
Looking forward to seeing inside a Javelin and looking forward to the Bengal. It's going to be amazing.
Starlette, I feel like we need to send you a lot of paper towels for that day.
Right. So
what's next, Tim?
Well, we've seen this before, but the countdown to launch week is 15 days, 11 hours, and only a minute remaining. So it's coming. It's coming very quickly. Basically half a month away. It's getting pretty exciting.
2 more shows.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a shopping list?
Ooh, no, I don't have a shopping list right now.
I am setting aside some tax refund money for it. Oh, we'll see. But I'm gonna just wait and see. Like I wanna know what the deals are. I wanna know
what are you excited for?
Options are for melting things and.
What would you like to see?
Well, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna reopen up as far as the ships, but like I said, I'm interested in the Corsair. I might want to, because a lot of things in the RSI website are shut off that you can't purchase right now. So I just want to see what's available, and then, I've always kind of wanted that one. Now it's available again. Now I can get it. As opposed to having a clear plan for a specific one. I know I want to upgrade to a Freelancer Max on one of my, one of my LTI tokens, but that's just on my list. And one more ship, and I'll be concierge. So I'm finally hitting.
So do you have?
Nice.
Do you have a Mercury?
No. See, my fleet's kind of task driven more than anything, and even though everyone knows I used to like the drug trade when there was an actual drug trade. The Mercury doesn't actually work. It doesn't actually hide anything, and the freelancer is fine for that. So I don't know. I love the freelancer.
I love the Max. I wrestled with keeping the Max versus getting I was going to get the Mercury anyway because I love it so much. And then when getting that, because I really love the Freelancer Max a lot. Stim and I, we're both cargo guys, and we love the Freelancer line in general. And so I really, it was pretty dear to me, but I couldn't justify keeping that with having the Mercury. So I did something with my Max. I don't remember what.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed flying the Mercury when it was the sub ship for the month. That was fun.
I'm still happy to have my Max.
Got quite a few questions.
We'll see what happens. That's right. We've got to dive into the questions. All right, let's try and get through the questions as quickly as we can. Oh, there's a lot. Okay. Gildark Fantasy.
Don't get the Burst Citizens.
Right. No, we won't. We'll definitely mention those at the end. Gildark Fantasy asks, what ship name did MaidenAriana, Starlette, and Dorian choose? So any specific ones that you're really proud of?
No, Jump, Queen's Gambit, crazy little thing called Love, and I forget the other one. My 600i executive is called Youthful Indiscretion. I like that one.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, nice.
It's very playful as well. I like that. Maiden or Dorian?
Yeah, none of my ships are nameable. Not a single one.
Oh, nothing yet. Okay. Dorian?
I know. It's that way.
Let's see. I named my 890 Xantha, which is after my beloved cat that I lost a few years ago to cancer. Let's see what else. What other ships are nameable? I think the Carrack is nameable.
Yes.
What did I name those? I named one Carrack Prelate, just because I love that it's Latin for chosen, preferred by God.
Oh, nice.
And I have a little bit of an ego. And I can't remember what I named my 600i. Oh, Pythias of Massalia, which is another Greek scientist.
Nice, very nice. Great when you can have some heritage to it. It's always wonderful when there's some meaning to the names. Smithy Joe Bob asks, anybody else still having problems with primary weapons? Mine has been getting stuck in my hand since 310.
I haven't had any problems switching weapons
I haven't
or
had that, but I've had issues with switching weapons where it wants to throw one down on the ground, which is annoying, just by swapping from 1 to 2.
Would you recommend Smithy do a reset, an account reset for that one?
Hard to say.
I always look at it as the last resort.
Yeah. Check on the issue council, see if other people are having the same issue.
All right. His Divine Shadow asks. Go ahead.
One quick thing, Stim.
Yeah.
Some of those really odd bugs, I just saw somebody randomly saying global one time that purposely going to prison because they force your outfit to change so drastically, and then switch it back when you come back. It fixes some of those random things like that, so it's worth a try to go to prison.
Yeah, and character customization is often a good way to fix a lot of those things. I'm not sure if that's the best thing right now. I know Dalamar's was having that problem a lot, but yeah, losing Roboglass and character issues like that. If you customize your character, that sometimes will fix a lot of those issues.
And that's actually what it was. Somebody who couldn't access their Moby-Glass at all, and they went to prison and came back, and then it was fixed. So.
And you can always try PTU, see if it's been fixed in the meantime.
Griffin Gaming, thanks for gifting the subs. 3 tier 1 subs. Thanks, man.
Fantastic, man. Thank you very much. Griffin Gaming, if you guys don't know him, he is the producer of Soul Citizens, a fantastic podcast on Star Citizen.
Nice.
They've been getting some great traction lately. They've got a great group of guys that do their show over there. Really entertaining. I really recommend that you check them out. If we can do a shout out for them, T, that would be awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Next.
And Stim, just to derail for a quick second, to go back to Pythias, the reason I specifically chose Pythias, I had to look this up to make sure I had it right. He was the first Greek geographer, explorer, and astronomer. So that's why I named my 600i after him.
Very nice.
Nice. Very nice.
I just loved the astronomy part.
Cool.
His Divine Shadow asks, for the hosts, for the upcoming Hacking Tier 0 mechanics direction, would you like for them to take to make it interesting? What would you like? What do you think it would take for them to make it interesting, perhaps?
You should be able to fight back against hacks by reverse hacking or whatever that is.
I like that. Yeah. And if somebody's trying to hack and you can sense the fact that they're hacking into your ship, you should be able to counter hack. I like that.
Well, they'll definitely do missions to go with it. That's one thing. From a tier 0, I wonder how deep they'll get into it.
I'm really curious to see what that's going to look like too. Just because that's electronic warfare stuff like that is a game mechanic I'm super interested in. So I'm dying to see what that's going to look like.
I kind of like the hacking in Cyberpunk. What did y'all think about how that hacking worked?
Can you explain it?
You basically have like rows of numbers and letters, and you just have to click on them in the right order to unlock the next column to move on. If you hit the wrong one, you fail.
There were grid paths, and so there were actually 3 different levels of unlocking. So there was like a level 1, level 2, level 3, and you had a certain number of number characters that if you went down and over and you kind of followed the path, then you could unlock 1 or 2 or potentially 3 of those levels of hacking if you got everything in order correctly, and it was fairly complex and involved, and like I typically really suck at hacking, but I kind of figured out how I could do it, and it was engaging and fun. I don't know. I think a lot of us played Cyberpunk, and I think it's something. A lot of people say it's like Star Citizen can do better. I'm sure they can. Yeah, Murder for Hire is like it's pattern sequence sort of stuff. It's like there's a lot of these hacking things where I just like I am not good at all. At least on this one, I was marginally okay, so I didn't feel like I just couldn't get it.
I feel like
One thing that I think
eventually
would
they're
be
going to put
cool-
something. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. It'll be quick. One thing that I think would be cool is if at like Korea or one of the security outposts, rather than there being one central terminal that's active, what if there's multiple, and then you could have somebody who's trying to hack the system, and then somebody go up to another terminal and then try and counteract what they're doing, and then have your team go and try and find them and kill them while that's happening.
Mm.
You know, having or as you say with the ship stuff, if there's a way to prevent them from hacking while it's trying to happen, as opposed to just a single act. You know what I mean? You need to have them battle it out, two hackers.
Yeah, I'm also really curious to see what kind of hardware we're going to have in game. Like, obviously, we're going to have chips. I mean, like, are we going to have chips that we can put in our MOBA glass to help if we're hacking a terminal face to face, or if we're going to have some kind of special technology to plug in, or how we're going to be able to enhance it, and is that something that science or research will be able to make even better? You create a device, or you have a device to hack a terminal, and you can enhance the technology in it, or I get really wound up and excited thinking about this.
Neat. His Divine Shadow says he would like to see different levels of hacking, from direct in-person to remote hacking. So in-person to remote, maybe something Watchdog style or Night Team 4 in-depth at the highest levels. I didn't have a chance to play those ones, so I can't speak to them. But it sounds very interesting.
Watchdogs had a good system for it. That's a good call. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. So via the website, Urai, Urai the Smoke, the best 300 series pilot, asks via the website, have they called about planetary entry? Have they called about planetary entry and exit so it's more dynamic, like having to really try to get in and out of in small ships, and it being easier in bigger ships?
I don't really think that they're going to make it very different from what we have now, other than it's actually going to be more difficult in larger ships as far as wear and tear, which we don't really see any of right now. That once you get into the larger ships, it's really not very good for them to try to get into a planetary landing. It's going to put a lot of wear and tear on them. So it's kind of actually the reverse of what he's asking about.
Looking at the hospital bed and thinking that ships will require insurance, do we think that there will be health insurance, i.e. USA style, or universal health care insurance like Canada style? So basically, a public healthcare system versus a private, pay to play sort of healthcare system. This comes from Canuck 2099. Very good question.
I think we'll have both. I think there will be basic, you get blown up, you get your basic patch, but I think that there will be some kind of private supplement where you can get, if you have to have a cybernetic implant, instead of something that just functions, you get something that's elegant with, a little something extra in it.
Well, any medical care is supposedly going to have some cost associated with it, because you're rendering a service for the person who's having to get your medical care. And if you choose to give away free medical care, that's kind of your own choice, but it's a really very free market system. And if you want those higher tier options, then you're going to have to end up paying more. So, yeah, I think it's probably more like the U.S. system than the Canadian system.
I also think if you're using like the Hope class endeavors, you can set it so that people who are friendly can respawn and get healed for free. I feel like we'll have some.
Well, that's something that Lillian just mentioned, that player orgs like UE Medical Corps will act more like a public system where, yeah, and that's one of the things that, and if you're in an org and you have your own medical corps, then you're providing services to your own people as part of being in that group. So, yeah, and it's all depends on.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Joran, when you said free market economy. And Shousen said the economy is based upon capitalism. Pratchett says if you move to Canada if you want LTI.
Well, I guess being an org is creating your own country, as it were, in your own services. So you're going to be paying taxes. You're going to be paying to be a part of an org.
Well, that's kind of like that's kind of like extended medical, right? Like medical benefits that you charge in that way. Yeah.
Yep.
So his Divine Shadow has a couple of great questions to end off. One via the website, one via Twitch. Which 3 star systems in ranked order do you want to come in first after Pyro and Nyx? Why don't we pass this off to either Starlette or MaidenAriana? All the testosterone has been talking for the last little while.
I don't actually know anything about the other planets.
No?
I know Stanton pretty well. I'm learning about Pyro. Nyx seems quite simple. I really don't know.
So that was my way of trying to dodge the question too. MaidenAriana, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know too much about Nyx, but the Pyro sounds cool. I mean, it sounds dangerous. It sounds, like you're gonna have to really prepare to be there, and so it'll be fun.
Okay.
I would probably like to see Terra, and I'd probably like to see, is it Castle?
Yes.
Cassell is a couple of jumps away from us.
Right.
Magnus and Terra are the other 2 jump points.
Goss, so, his Divine Shadow saying, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Cassell is Goss 2 in the Goss system, which is 2 or 3 jumps away from Stanton. Terra is the one of the most developed star systems that is one jump away from Stanton, and it's a large jump point. So all the large capital ships will be able to go from Stanton to Terra.
It's a good point. I want any planet that has a jump point large enough for a javelin, and I'll be happy.
Yes, so that's only give large jump point
right.
systems.
I don't know if I want to see those 2 Starlette next. Like, obviously, I want to see them next, but I also want to make sure that they get fleshed out well. And I know with the ships, the longer it takes for ships, the better you get a quality of a ship in the design. I don't think that's the same for planets, though. I think you might be right in that, we can want those first and still have them end up being, end level top tier.
Very cool.
Dorian, sorry, I didn't mean to squash you there. I just want to make sure that everyone had a fair chance to give an answer.
The systems, well, I don't know how close they are to where we are off the top of my head, but Goss 2 and the Centauri star system, because Centauri, Fujin City on Saisei, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. That's where I plan on launching IUT's main commercial location. That's where I want our main base to be for the org.
What's your rating for that?
Centauri is where I really want to be.
Okay.
It's a beautiful, beautiful planet. You haven't seen the artwork for Fujian City?
No,
I have. That's part of what inspired it, just because of the lore and. Oh,
I'm looking it up now.
It is stunning.
I'll link you over in show chat. I should be able to find it here fairly quickly. If you want to keep running through the questions, I'll have it linked up for you.
Sounds good. Okay. The last question from this show was again from his Divine Shadow. Question: why can't we have ship lifts like an Invictus trailer? Why can't we have ship lifts like an Invictus trailer? Were they particularly good in the? Here, why don't we watch it again so we can see what
Do you mean like on a landing pad, like to lift up onto the deck of the landing pad?
Yeah, because it looks very much like the New Babbage spaceport, but it looks like there's hangar lifts like the 890 has.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be happier with automated landing, but that's me.
Yeah, I'm kind of the
There's
same
some kind
with you there, Dorian.
semi-automated. So posted in show chat, Fujian City and also Cassell.
Okay.
I'm sure most of our folks have
definitely
seen it,
seen
but
these. Fujian City's beautiful.
Yeah,
but we've got a lot of people that may not have seen these before. Like, and there's new people, there's people that are just curious, and not everybody's seen everything that there is, especially going back to old original concept art. So Fujian City, as Dorian was saying, so this was settled by Japanese heritage settlers. So it's a very Japanese kind of culture, and just like, look at this city and this really in the
Very
middle of
high tech.
this super high tech. It's going to be very, very cool.
Yeah, I for me, Fujian City just really, it's what Ayut is going to be all about. It's going to be very elegant, powerful, a great hub for science, research, and industry. It's a good place for moneyed people.
Yes, well, and so it's the home of MISC Industries. And
yes, that was the other reason.
And they're very tied into using Xi'an technology, so they have a very close technology trade with the Xi'an. So also potentially other high tech stuff. So this image is Cassell, Gauss 2, which is one of the most beautiful planets in all of explored space, and it is a tourist mecca, which many of us want this to be our future home.
Beautiful.
Yes, and so I'm going to post a link to this Imager album. So there's over 300 concept images in this Imager gallery. If you open that, and there's also background information on all of those locations. So if you're not familiar with all of the systems that are coming in the future Star Citizen universe, this is the place to start right here. These images get your imagination going, and then the lore behind them, everything has a story. Oh, somebody won. Yuzian, are you here?
Congratulations.
Yuzian, you're here.
He responded saying so rigged. Yeah.
He's responded.
So rigged. All right, contact T Nightster if you haven't won. I don't recognize your name, so you probably have not won in the last 4 weeks.
Congratulations, Yuzian.
Congratulations.
A Yacht Club T-shirt.
Not a T-shirt, a jersey. T-shirts are made of like terry cloth.
That is true. Yes. Yeah, T-shirts are so pedestrian.
Rags. Very Drake of you, Joran. Very Drake of you.
Don't be ghost, Joran. You're so embarrassing.
Sorry, so pleb.
Okay, guys, that is the end of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us. It's been a real honor to hang out with everybody and joke around, and it's definitely the highlight of one of the highlights for our week. We do have Bar Citizens to talk about very quickly. We have some Bar Citizens upcoming. So the first one we want to talk about is one that actually just happened. So this is the Bar Citizen that happened in Moscow, in Russia.
Yeah, so there was a Bar Citizen in Melbourne, Australia, where they have kicked the COVID's ass and are able to actually meet in person, which is fantastic. We showed that a couple of weeks ago. And so this was a week before last Saturday in Moscow, that they have their Sputnik vaccine. They've been rolling out pretty well, at least in Moscow. So all of our nerds got vaccinated there. I can show that a little bigger there so we can see some nerds in real life without masks. It's weird.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait.
So weird. But it inspires hope amongst all the rest of us.
Yep. And
the only thing that we venture out for is to meet up with other nerds and talk about spaceships like we do here.
Right. So a little bit of positive news coming down the line. Also in Australia, Adelaide has one on May 22nd. So Adelaide Bar Citizen. So look forward to that if you are anywhere near the Adelaide area. We also have within the USA on May 14th, we have New Jersey. The New Jersey Bar Citizens have one coming together. And then there's also on May the 14th within Liege, there's a Bar Citizen as well.
About the Liege one, because this
It's been up there for a
this
while
was
on the
actually
site, yeah.
Yeah, they were tentative from a long time ago, but the EU is really not doing very well right now. So there's a link there I posted in chat to barcitizen.sc. So there are information on not just the upcoming Bar Citizens, but if you go to the map page and you click Discords, there's links to over 60 different regional Discords for local Star Citizen groups, where you can meet people that are nearby to you, whether you're meeting up yet or not. You get to know people in your local areas for when you are able to meet up again. Find your local citizens. Hang out like we do here.
Something else we should showcase as well. Let me get the night vision goggles on. That doesn't make it any better, does it? There we go. This is Inside Star Citizen. What's coming?
This week on Inside Star Citizen, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's something you'll be able to figure out when we explore the new radar and scanning system coming online. Plus, it's a sprint report with Inside Star Citizen Thursdays on YouTube.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Makes me very happy. I want more about that tech.
Very exciting. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Star Citizen Live is a Q&A about all radar and scanning coming on Friday. Starlette, thank you for joining us. It was absolutely fantastic having you on the show. Been looking forward to having you on for so long. It was really
Thank you for
special.
having me.
Yeah. For everyone, Starlette, how do people reach you? Have you started streaming on your own yet? Do you have any YouTube videos out? What's going on in your world?
Not really. I'm not really sure what. Oops, sorry. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing in the streaming world, but yeah, follow me on Twitch/StarletteSC, and we'll see where it leads.
The most well-prepared person starting out doing it. I think you're going to do amazing stuff with whatever it is that you put out. If nothing else, it's just honestly people having a chance to enjoy your personality and for you having a chance to kind of showcase who you are and get some fans going. I think that'll be really fantastic. So I look forward to seeing what comes together.
Thank you.
MaidenAriana, what's happening for you? How do people find you, and what's your next content looking like?
I'm on Twitch. I do have some YouTube videos that I put out there now. But as far as Twitch and my streams, it's not a set schedule, but I stream probably 2 to 3 times a week usually. When I have time. I do have a full-time job, but I stream Star Citizen, Rocket League, and then also occasionally I do retro streams. But I've been trying to set up all these computers in such a way that I can do them more often, because the retro streams just take more effort and are a bit of a pain, but they're going to be less painful for me to do now, so I'll do them a lot more often. And I want to do a playthrough of all the original Wing Commander games, not an entire playthrough because that would take forever.
Yeah.
But I want to play for several hours Wing Commander 1, for several hours Wing Commander 2, and on and on and on, and then play Star Citizen to finish it off, and like a 12-hour stream at some point.
That'd be cool.
That's the plan. And I'll be using this hardware here, which is a 486 Windows 98 machine, and then a Windows 2000 machine, and kind of stair step as I go through them too. So that's the plan eventually.
Wow.
What do you have for a sound card in
might
your
be near the
486?
end of Invictus is what I'm going to target. So we'll see.
Sound Blaster.
Yeah. Do you have a Sound Blaster in your?
I have several different retro sound cards in there. I need to do a whole parts list because and I have even like I use MIDI, so I have MIDI music that plays from the speakers and everything too. And
so cool.
Very cool. Dorian, my good man, how are things going?
Good. I have had a lot of fun. Thank you for inviting me on.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on. pleasantly tamer than I thought it was going to be. I was a little bit worried that I would have to start, muting people and getting all defensive, and
I behaved just great. I had to clap my hand over my mouth a few times tonight to stop words from coming out, but I did it.
Much appreciated.
There were several that's what she said moments that I was like, oh, I'm not gonna say it.
Well, I hope you didn't feel filtered. One of the most important things about this group is the fact that we can come on, we can be ourselves, have a great time.
Yes.
That's one of the great things about Star Citizen is just acceptance of absolutely everybody, and just appreciating who people are and what they contribute, and what it is they do, and what their hopes and dreams are within the verse and within life, and all of the above. So thank you everybody for spending time with us. Thank you for the guests for coming on the show. Thank you, Dorian, for suffering my monologues, and I love suffering yours. And
love you, buddy.
Love you too, man. All right, guys. Love everybody in chat. Great to see you. We are now queuing up the raid. So we are heading over to see, who is it here? Just
Flaffy.
Just Flaffy. What a name.
See you next week, everyone.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Until next time.
Good night, everybody. Great time. Love ya.
All right. And we're still here. We're still here. How do I do this? Channel. Stream chat.
What?
Did that work?
There we go.
Did it work? I don't see anything over there yet. Is he there? Is there anything there?
Have we moved over? Yes, we have. Okay, so stopping.